think I'm more prepared now than I have been. Unless my phone falls apart. This is the most rigged up system that I have had ever. Oh, this thing is so rigged up right now. I can't even tell if you can see it or not. It's a little better. That's a little better. Tiny bit. Tiny bit better. Hello, hello. I'm in a very rigged up system right now. Good to see you, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in for a very powerful evening. We are just starting the nighttime live. Welcome in. So good to see you as we were just starting the nighttime live here. We're going to have some discussions and some talks on higher consciousness, on awakening, on the spiritual journey, on self-development, on the hero's journey, on different archetypes, character archetypes. Welcome in. I can now receive a request. I'm not sure what was happening there. Hi, Pharaoh Barbie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Bear with the color. I've been working hard to try and get the color right, but it's not bad. Could show a little bit better. Lighting is never easy. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. Good to see you, Beth. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I go by Joshua, or Elion. If you've never seen me before, we'll allow more and more people to roll in here before we actually get started. But as you roll in, if you could mention if you're new or returning, and if you've been in here before, we're going to have an incredible night, incredible journey here. And maybe my dog will come join. She's actually laying next to my feet this time. She'll come say hi. Do you want to come say hi, Annabelle? Annabelle, you want to come say hi? Nope, she's out. She's saying, nope, let me sleep. Where are we going? Here. We're going deeper in here. Yeah. But go on a little quantum leap. Chances are that you've been watching things in the quantum or spiritual journey or manifestation if the FYP is pushing this out to you. Good to see you. Let's go. As you roll into the chat, type in, let's go. Let's go. What's going to cause you to have your greatest 2026 that you've ever had? Yeah, what's going to cause you to have your greatest 2026? Yeah, good to see you, Pharaoh Barbie, returning. Excellent. Let's go. Let's go, Bridget. Let's go, Beth. Yeah, feeling it. Let's go. We'll allow more and more people to roll in here. Going to touch on some powerful topics tonight and also allow people to come up and chat if they want to ask questions, if they have their own comments or concerns, or want to talk about their own experience on their journey. Feeling free. Excellent. And once again, as you roll into the channel, I go by Joshua, or Elion if you've never seen my face before. Founder of the Abundance Gang family here, built upon the 7 divine frequencies: peace, love, joy, harmony, health, wealth, and money. If you feel like you're moving in the direction of conscious creating in your life or spiritual awakening, bringing any of those things into your reality or around you, welcome in. Yeah, welcome in. Let's go, Wendy. Thanks for the shares there as well. Those of you who haven't seen the most recent Quantum Leap video that just got released, make sure to watch it on the channel after you're done here. Or if you want to watch it real quick, go ahead. It's about a minute long, so I believe about a minute and 6 seconds, so it won't take you too long. Good to see you all. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everything looks clear on your end, correct? I have this thing rigged up ridiculous right now. the clamps on the tripod on my gimbal, my phone auto. I have an auto face tracking tripod, right? That will follow if I wanted to and move. And it snapped on me today, so it's rubber banded at the moment because I didn't have a chance to go buy a new one. So right now I have a rubber banded phone to keep this holding up. So if it ever drops today or at some point, just bear with it. No problem, Wendy. I gotta go buy a new gimbal now, a new phone tripod. But it looks clear on your end, correct? Does it look clear on your end? Could someone answer that for me, please? Yeah? Okay, thank you, Lynn. Beautiful. All good. Yeah. Been super resourceful lately. Like, really. I've been put to the test on resources. Hey, nurse, good to see you. Good to see you, Tiffany. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. What is going to be a resourceful mind, right? That's going to be part of the higher mind as well. Where instead of looking at the problems, you're constantly looking for the solution. What's going to be the solution? What's going to be the solution, right? What's going to be the solution? Can't get wrapped up in the problem. Yeah. Please type that in the chat. You can't get wrapped up in the problem, because if you do, guess what? It expands and it grows, and then the emotion grabs hold of frustration. And then once you're frustrated, guess what? Things start to fall apart. You'll notice this if you ever get frustrated with something, with traffic, if you're at your job getting frustrated, if you're in your relationship getting frustrated, you'll recognize that things start to fall apart after that. It gets worse and worse and worse, and then all of a sudden you say, I wish this day would end. I wish. Before you even have a chance, you have multiple hours in front of you in that day, and you want the day to be over because it's one thing after another, yeah? This is what frustration does. That's what it will create. That's what the universe will reflect back to you. Okay, anytime we find ourselves frustrated, the momentum is being built in that moment, and we're being problem-based focused. And we're being problem-based focused in that, yeah? So once we become very solution-based, all of a sudden everything starts to get wrapped up in a new mind. Please type that in the chat, solution-based focus. Whatever problem that you're looking at in your life, look at it the way that the creator or creation or the universe would look at it, solution-based. What's the solution to this? Yeah, if someone truly wants it to resolve, if someone wants it to truly resolve, what's the solution to this? Yeah, this is what Albert Einstein talks about. Albert Einstein was living on a very high level of consciousness, right? He said no problem can be solved on the same level of consciousness in which it was created. No problem can be solved on the same level of consciousness in which it was created. The vast majority of people get led on this path because they have so-called problems. That's life. Most people have so-called problems. Whatever it, some problems are different than others, right? Some might be extreme. It might be the problem of being in debt on the street, homeless, or an addiction, or maybe an abusive relationship, or childhood abuse. So some of them might be more extreme than others, yeah. And then other problems could be, I hate my job, I hate my boss, they treat me like crap. It could just be struggle with finances. It's very difficult to make it by. It might be illness in the body. Those are going to be normal struggles for a lot of individuals. It's going to be illness in the body, yeah. And the more problem focused we become, it builds frustration, and that frustration inevitably leads to what? Anybody know what frustration inevitably leads to? As this guy had to see it over and over and over and over again in his reality until it clicks, right? He'll see something over and over and over again until it clicks. Oh, if I'm frustrated, this is the result of it. This will be the cause and effect of it. And it's not saying that your frustration is unjust in that moment, isn't right. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about right and wrong. Yeah? So what does frustration end up causing? And it's not about right and wrong. Yeah, because are you right to be frustrated in that moment? Most likely. Most likely. Are you right to be frustrated or angry in that moment? Most likely. When you're looking at it from a moral perspective or from a fair, if it's fair or not. But the universe isn't looking at the situation. It's just a cause and effect. Please type that in the chat. It's just a cause and effect. There's no one there judging the situation, saying, oh, you're right or you're wrong to be angry in this moment. It's just frustration. It's just anger that's happening. And then the effect from that, right? It's just the cause and effect. So the effect of that, like the energy moving, boom. Oh, of course this happened. I can't tell you how many times, I can't tell you how many times this guy in his past was paying such close awareness and attention to the emotion that was going on of frustration or anger, right, in those moments, and then how quickly it started to manifest in his reality. Understand that karma will catch up to you very, very fast when you're moving into a higher level of consciousness. You're held to a higher responsibility when your mind and heart are open. So if you fall into emotions or patterns that are destructive, you get met with that karma very, very fast. Boom, wake up. Boom, wake up. Boom, wake up. Okay? So the quicker something hits you, you're getting closer and closer to that higher mind. The boom, wake up. The boom, wake up. If it hits you fast, you're very, very close. For example, if you're grieving or sad, boom, getting instant reflections, right? The reflections are coming very, very quick. Awareness is direct, yeah. Redirect quicker. To what? Why do we get hit with karma quickly? Why do we get hit with that cause and effect quick if you're moving into this path in a spiritual journey and higher consciousness? Anybody know? Anybody got an answer? Be more aware and have a knowingness. Redirection. Type that in the chat. Redirection. Alignment. Exactly, Wendy. You got it. You got it, Wendy. You got it. Redirection. Alignment. Yeah? Guess what? You're loved. You're loved. And it's a redirection. It's a pushback. Yeah? I'm going to redirect you quickly. Yeah, if you're getting hit with a big wave of negativity and it's reflecting something in your world, it's going to reflect very strongly until you surrender to that and go, oh, no wonder why these things are happening. Redirection. Alignment. It's a love kick. It's a love tap. Type that in the chat. It's a love tap. It's a love kick. Whatever you want to, however you want to state it. Because it is. It's a love tap. Higher mind, God, consciousness is love tapping. Wake up. Move. Go the other way. Wake up. It's a love tap. Yeah. And just be grateful it's not something massive where no momentum is truly built. Because if momentum builds with it, so the longer that you ignore those love taps, the longer you would ignore those little love taps where things are starting to fall apart a little bit, or you get more angry, more frustrated, more sad. And if you're ignoring all those little love taps of things getting worse and worse, and it's saying, your reflection, your mirror saying, we gotta slow this momentum down, we gotta wake up, we gotta move back into love, into peace, right? Into forgiveness, into grace. Then that's when it picks up and things get very destructive. Yeah, and anybody living in addiction or has lived in addiction understands what I'm talking about. If that momentum builds from that addiction and the feelings of loneliness, of depression, of grieving, of loss, if any of those start to build, or hatred or hurt, the momentum builds in those, life will get worse and worse and worse and worse. It'll be destroyed. Yeah, be destroyed. So last night, how many of you were in here from last night? I'm just curious. I just want to show of hands. Please, the show of hands. How many people were in here last night? And speaking of love taps, if you could tap my forehead or the side of the screen, that's a beautiful love tap. I appreciate you so much if you can do that. I'm not sure if that's a bot. That message comes into this live a lot. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom Ivana. Good to see you. Good to see you. I want that light in the background to just show a little bit better. It's not wanting to. Yeah. How many people were in here last night that are in here again? I'm just curious because if I need to touch on anything from last night again, or if I just continue forward as a walking through the second part 2. Saturday's part 1, Sunday's part 2, right? Who's ready for part 2? Who's ready for part 2? I am. But if you weren't in here last night, hi Janet, please mention if you weren't in here last night, because I don't just want to part 2 it if you weren't in here last night. Ready for part 2. Yeah. But if you're new in here, maybe you've never even been in the channel before and you're like, what the heck is this guy talking about? I'm sure people do that a lot. This guy's lost his rocker. He's gone crazy. Yeah, ready for part 2. Hello. Nurse wasn't in here. Good to see you, Mama. Good to see you. Walk with Jesus. You were not there. Okay. So there's certain questions that I ask sometimes. They're thought-provoking, but in a way where it quiets the mind at the same time. Alright, so a lot of the questions that are designed, that I ask, they're thought-provoking where you're going to go within. So you go within yourself to answer the question, and in the process of going within yourself, you realize something, and at the same time your mind quiets down. If any of you have ever experienced that with me in this channel, where the questions that you're asked are, I've never been asked that before. Yeah, even though it's thought-provoking, at the same time, you find a little bit more peace through the answer. So that's the way that they're designed there. I don't know why that... I wonder if... Maybe I don't even need this light. I'm gonna try something. I got everything rigged up right now. Maybe I don't need this one. And then maybe if I do... I don't know. Background was just white. Now you can see my face a little bit. It's not as... Can you see my face still good though? See, the lighting is difficult right now. I need to get another floodlight. Better. Yeah. The struggles of life. Right. What does your spiritual journey feel like right now? A climb, a river, a storm, or a sunrise? Yeah. What does your spiritual journey feel like right now? A climb, a river, a storm, or a sunrise? And for those of you who haven't ordered merchandise yet, if you want to see, here's one of the sweatshirts. This is the Watch What Happens Next. I can't really see it. That's the Watch What Happens Next sweatshirt for any of you that were contemplating ordering one. Yeah, what does it feel like right now for your journey? Does it feel like a climb? Does it feel like a river, a storm, or a sunrise? Thanks for the follow. Welcome in, RH. Good to see you. Feeling like a climb? Launch time. Robin. Launching off. Ready to skyrocket. Leona. A little bit lonely. A storm. Bridget. A sunrise for Wendy. All the above. One big roller coaster. One big experience, right? Leona. A storm. A bed with 2 puppies. Let's go. Can you recall a moment where you felt truly connected to something higher than yourself? Truly. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Can you recall a moment where you just felt connected to something bigger than yourself? Beyond your body-mind experience? And a lot of times you can't put it into words. Yeah. The arrow is pulled back so far. Time to fly. What happens when you let it go and you release? Yeah, what happens when you let go and release that bow and arrow? Does it truly take any pressure, or is it just complete letting go? letting the string fly. Please type in the chat, we rely on ourselves too much. We rely on ourselves too much. The I, the identity, all the programs that have been created inside of ourselves rely on its program. The program is relying on the program. It's I'll break it down. I'll break it down. It's very difficult to understand until I break it down. We rely on ourselves too much. All right. For example, on this journey, belief systems are removed and then new ones get put in so you can function in a much higher way in life and you can create beautiful things. If you have a lack, limited, poverty mindset, all right, lack, limited, poverty, limitation, you can't see things around you. You're not seeing through the lens of an abundant mindset. Yeah, you're only seeing lack, limitation, and poverty. Not being able to create experiences and not wanting to take action in those ways. And then that same mind that is the program is trying to delete it or remove it. The same mind that is the program is trying to delete it or remove it. Do you see the contradiction in that and how difficult it is? So the lack, limited, poverty mindset is acting in a certain way, making certain choices, certain habits, efforting, pushing a boulder up a hill, and then that is the same one that's deciding I'm going to change everything with more pushing a boulder up a hill. Do you feel me? Why? Because that's the program that's there. It doesn't know how to do anything other than that. Whatever the program is in the computer, in the AI, it's going to do that. But the belief itself, can it drop itself? Yeah, this is why I say we rely on ourselves too much on the journey. We rely on ourselves too much on the journey. Those that have been in one-on-ones with me, or those that have been on this journey for a long time, where am I pushing you to rely on what more? Yeah, it's fun, yeah? Where am I pushing you? Yeah, to rely on what more? To trust what more? Peace? God? Letting go? Intuition? God? Relying on the inner knowing? Source? Yeah, right? Relying on that which is beyond our own limited perspective. Please type that in the chat. Relying on that which is way beyond, far beyond our own limited perspective. Putting our trust into something that can see a far bigger perspective than what we can. Right? Putting our trust into something that can see a far bigger perspective than what we can. Maybe even the perspective of the all. Relying on what is beyond our perspective. Why? Why do I say it like that? Because you can only see and know from your perspective. From whatever you've seen, whatever you've read, whatever you've heard, whatever has been put into the mind, whatever your belief systems are, whatever religion you are, you're only going to see from that perspective. That's the only possibility. That's the only possibility. Now, when we go beyond that into the unknown, into a place of falling into trust with God, with source energy, with the universe, yeah, with existence, with nature, then we're becoming connected in that moment. Please type that in the chat. Connected in that moment. The vast majority of people in the spiritual path are trying to search for something out there in the clouds, out there, out of body experience. I want to go into outer space in my out of body. I promise you, what your soul truly wants is connection in the moment. What your soul truly yearns for is the filling of the void, and then the chase stops. Connected in the moment. And then the chase comes to an end. Type that in the chat, the chase comes to an end. No more looking for love. Yeah, love will happen. Beautiful relationships will happen. You'll make money. Whatever you need to be done will be done. But there will no longer be the never-ending search for love. You're going to expand. You're going to explore. You're going to experience. You're going to spread joy and love and still do amazing things. But the chase for it comes to an end. There's no more chasing for peace or chasing for love. You don't have to sit there and create it in every present moment of your day. That is the spiritual journey in the finalization. That's the best way I can state it. In the finalization processes of your mind body coming into truth, you no longer have to chase happiness or joy or love. It's there, ever present in the moment the chase comes to an end. You're still going to live and love and enjoy and create and expand and explore and do all sorts of things. And you can still be super joyful when you're doing those things in life. But you're not going to have that ripped away from you. You don't need to protect your peace. You don't need to protect your joy or happiness. It's there, ever present. Please type that in the chat again. It's there, ever present. It's there, ever present. Let's go, Wendy. Look at that, 2026, bringing in the best year ever. Blissful together. What beautiful. Everybody give Wendy some love. That was incredible. That was incredible. Thank you, Wendy. Let's go. It's there, ever present. You're such a blessing, Wendy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There, ever present. So that's the whole part of this journey, all right? Why? Because guess what? When you feel love, when you feel joy, when you feel peace, do you think your actions and your choices are going to change? Maybe when it comes to daily habits, taking care of our hygiene or cleanliness, taking care of our body with the food, talking to people differently. Do you think our actions and choices will change? If you're feeling peace, love, and joy, courage, strength, adventure, spiritually empowered, and yes, naturally. Let's go, Amanda. Naturally, yeah. Let's go. Powerful. What do I got on? I got Awaken the Sky on right now. Everything seems easier, everything, yeah. Because it is. Because it is. Because it is easier. Everything does get easier. The viruses leave. For those of you who weren't here yesterday, I describe the lower emotional consciousness and lower identity spirits, or lower, what the Bible is going to call demons and devils and evil spirits, right? It's virus programming in the unconscious mind. And this is why Christ is always talking about the heart. He's talking that which is beneath the layers of the consciousness. Yeah, that which we cannot see, that which is programmed into our being. This is what Christ is always pointing at. And then he's saying, seek, look, search, find. Yeah. Need to find this place to cleanse and clear it all and get rid of it. The kingdom within. And the kingdom within will cleanse all of those patterns, will cleanse all of the programming. It will finally free your soul and free your being. Please type that in the chat. The kingdom within frees my being. When that kingdom is exposed within, it frees you. You shall know the truth shall set you free. It's like every cage, every shackle, every bondage of the chase to love or to be fulfilled is taken care of. It's done. The kingdom of heaven within frees you. I don't care what anybody is saying about spirituality, okay? If they're talking about spiritual awakenings, this is it, all right? The true journey for spirituality is coming into a oneness, coming into a place of completion with love, with awareness, with light, and then feeling the ever-present God the Father within. To feel and know ever-present God the Father within. And the reason why a lot of people turn from that is because they hear the word Father and they think it's a male, right? And then they have an issue with the male. It's not a male, right? God source energy is not male, it's not female. It can be neither. Yeah, male and female are part of the creation itself, creative energies. So that which can mate and expand. Every single organism has male and or masculine and feminine energy. What does surrender mean to you in spiritual life? Anybody have their own answer to that? What does surrender mean to you in spiritual life? And I'm talking about some powerful things tonight, and a lot of people can't handle it, so they leave. A lot of people handle it if I talk about powerful things, so they leave, and that's okay. About 60 people dropped off when I was talking about that. Yeah, what does surrender mean to you in your spiritual journey, in your life? Celeste, to trust. Black, the new world begin. Yeah. The new world beginning. Man, is this a loop? Walk with Jesus, let go. Open to receive. Definitely a loop. Let go, letting go and letting God. Surrender by being to Christ. Trust. Surrender, set aside resistance and trust. Beautiful, Amanda. So what is resistance? What is that? Let's break that one down for your mind. What is resistance? If we surrender and give up resistance, what is that? What could resistance be? Good to see you, Jeremy. What could resistance be? Control. I'm gonna go ahead and put on a new song here, you guys. What could resistance be? Let's get some fire going in here. Let's get some fire in this chat. Where's my fire at? Let's do that one. Let's get some fire in this chat, you guys. Let's wake y'all up. Let's wake y'all up. Wake up. Resistance can be force, control, ego, program, belief, fire. Let's go. Fire. Resistance. Resistance. What could it be at its deepest of truth? Someone might get the answer in here. What could resistance be in its deepest of truths? If you were to get to the utter core, why is resistance arising in the first place? Why is resistance coming up in the first place? If it's fear, if it's tensions, if it's stresses in the body, if it's the mind wanting something, yeah, want, desire, but I'm tapping into something else. That will be the root, want and desire. You absolutely have it, Thomas, but I was looking for something else. Human nature, fear of the universe, unknown. It's out of alignment with truth. Please type that in the chat. Anytime there's resistance in life, in your mind, in your body, in the life story that's going on, anytime there's resistance in the story that's going on inside of ourself, it's out of alignment with truth. All right. Yeah, ego edging God out, right, Jeremy? So anytime we feel resistance inside of ourselves, it's out of alignment with truth. This is why I have you reframe all the time. How many of you have heard me reframe certain things for individuals a lot? Well, let's think of it this way instead. Let's reframe it this way instead. How many of you have seen me do that? Why? Because we're redirecting the mind to truth over and over and over again. What does Christ go into the desert to do? What does Christ go into the desert to do? Over and over and over again, he gets tempted, right, by all the inner emotions, by the thoughts, by the world, by the demons and devils, and every single time he does what? He redirects to the truth. He redirects to God. He redirects the mind every single time to what? The kingdom. Redirect to the kingdom. Redirect to the kingdom. Redirect to truth. Over and over and over again. And guess what? That fast came to an end out in the desert, and he was the most enlightened being on planet. Yeah. He went in, before he went to the desert, he didn't have all those magical powers, right? He wasn't overflowing with the Holy Spirit and couldn't heal everybody. Then he comes back into his hometown after the desert, right? What happens is he's not able to heal anyone in his hometown. Why? Because their own belief systems of how they're collapsing him into form in that moment, they're not allowing their own being, their own nervous system to go through the healing process of the Holy Spirit there. They haven't experienced that. They only know him as the carpenter boy, right? No, you're just the baby that grew up and builds things, and we've grown up with you. We know that you go to church and that you're really connected, but nothing like this powerful God that you're saying you are, right? I am the I am, and now I go around and I heal everybody. Anybody who touches my essence, you're healed. Boom. Why? He's washing the virus and programming of the negative identities out of people instantly. He has the pure recognition of the powers of evil and darkness in this world. And when it touches his being, it's washed away out of that person, as long as that they're in the place of surrender. All right. So every belief, every program, every virus gets boom out of that person. All the lack limited programming, all of the ill health programming. Does anybody feel fire right now? And I mean, this is going to free your being in a lot of ways. I don't play around with your soul. I'm here to free your souls. Here to free your souls. I don't play around with them. Anybody feel fire? Why? Because this is why we do what we do. This is why we have the circumstances that we have. This is why some of us have very difficult time with money and will never endingly be in the hamster wheel. This is why some people are dying sick when they can't figure out why their body won't get better. This is why people will fail over and over and over again through a relationship where it'll never endingly fail. It's because of that which we see ourselves and think ourselves to be through that programming. So what do? I remove that from your system through this channel. And then we're putting in something beautiful, and all of a sudden you can start to live in a whole different way. Wait a minute. I do love myself. Wait a minute, I am worthy. Wait a minute, I am courageous and strong. Wait a minute, I am connected. Wait a minute, I can do anything. Wait a minute, I can't. Why would I care what other people think when I know I can do anything now? Yeah, this is what you're going into for those of you who are prepared for 2026. Thank you so much, Sassy Senorita. Let's go, Jersey. Do you feel your spiritual evolution is guided more by love, struggle, or both? Do you feel that your spiritual journey is guided by love, struggle, or both? Love, both, clarity, both. Love with a dash of struggle. So, what did I tell you resistance is? What is resistance again? What is resistance again? Struggle teaches, but guided must by love. What is struggle? What is resistance again? Anybody remember what I stated resistance was? Not in alignment. Something going against the truth. Whoa. So if we find ourselves struggling, we're not in alignment, we're out of alignment with truth. Boom. Anybody getting light bulbs? Anybody getting light bulbs? Does flow Does peace, does the present moment struggle? Let me ask it that way. Does flow, does peace, does the present moment struggle? Light bulbs. Let's go, Sassy Senorita. Does peace, does love, does flow, does the Holy Spirit struggle? For those of you who are Christian, does the Holy Spirit struggle? Is there any struggle in love, light, awareness? Flow, peace, present moment does not struggle. It's not contained there. In the Holy Spirit, it's not contained there. In awareness itself, it's not contained there. It doesn't exist. In the kingdom of heaven, it doesn't exist. It's absent. There is no struggle in the kingdom of heaven. It doesn't get to live there. Please type that in the chat. It doesn't exist in the kingdom. There is no such thing as struggle in the kingdom. It doesn't exist. And let your mind wake up to that. And just let your mind wake up to that. Oh, I feel some movement tonight. Some of you are going to get some massive movement inside of yourself. Let that fire roll. Struggle doesn't exist in the kingdom. Alright? Let that roll through your being right now. No struggle in the kingdom. Yeah. If you were to look at a man like Christ walking around the planet, do you think Jesus struggled in the same way that you think? There was still a man who went through a lot of pain, and it looked like struggle. It looked like struggle to the human eye. But when you understand the beingness itself, when you understand the love, light, awareness, compassion, grace, and movement of connection of God in that being, there was no struggle. Yes, there was pain. There was a human body that went through an immense amount of pain. But it was a pure knowingness, right? A pure knowingness. No struggle. Every single moment knowing exactly what he was doing. Yeah. That exists in the human being. Please type that in the chat. Struggle exists in the human being. Thank you, Sassy Senorita. Struggle exists in the human being. Do you think a higher mind struggles? Do you think your higher self struggles? Do you think Christ struggles? Yeah. The Alpha, the Omega, the beginning, the end. For I tell you, before Abraham was, I am. Do you think that struggles? Yeah, if that awakens inside of you, no struggle. There's going to be things that pop up, but you won't be in a struggle. What is a struggle? It's not the circumstance itself. Struggle exists inside of the human mind, so it's not the circumstance itself. Please type that in the chat. Struggle is not the circumstance itself. It's what's happening inside of you. There's a conflict. There's a struggle going on inside of your body and mind. So when there's a struggle going on inside of the body and mind, this is where the conflict is, and this is where the pain is, and this is where the emotion is. Otherwise, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care about the circumstance unless it caused you emotional struggle and fight going on inside, yeah? Anybody understand what I'm saying? Angels falling from heaven right now, 100%. Well, coming down in a beautiful way. Coming down in a beautiful way. Maybe even feeling them grab onto your shoulders at this point in time and lead you through every process. Yeah, it's not the struggle. Yeah. So the circumstance you're only bothered by because of the emotional struggle going on within. It shouldn't be like this. I hate this. I don't want this. This sucks. I'm lonely. I'm angry now. I'm frustrated now. And then there's I should be better. I'm a terrible person. I'm hopeless. This sucks. Whatever it may be. Yeah. Struggle isn't the circumstance. Yeah. Be free in many ways tonight. Let these things wash over your mind. So, how is reality being created? If you go in the quantum realm, how is reality being created? Does anybody know about quantum realm in here? How is reality being created? Yeah, change your mind to Christ. Exactly. Christ becomes, What does Paul say in the Bible? It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. There is no more I. There's no more ego identity. Paul is no more. It is Christ living through him. Yeah. But there's still the experience of yourself in a way, right? You can still experience it, and you live in love, light, awareness, but you're living in that spirit. If anyone is ever overtaken by the Holy Spirit and you're in a church with them, it's an immense power, and very few churches have it. Very few churches have it, but when it's there, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When it's there, there's no fighting. There's no arguing with it. Raka, good to see. Non-physical source. Raw power. So, if utter darkness exists, if the darkest of dark exists for dark energy, how many of you believe in dark energy? How many of you believe in darkness or evil spirits or demons or devils? Or just darkness, or you just call it darkness? How many of you believe in that? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. As I spoke, wow, that was pretty serendipitous. I like that word. That's pretty serendipitous. Yeah, when I'm talking about darkness, my light went out. Pretty serendipitous, huh? It's really funny. That's really funny, actually. Does God play jokes ever? Does existence play jokes? Is God a grumpy old man that just judges you every moment and says you're doing terrible? Or would God have a good sense of humor and love and laugh? Yeah, how is it that you see it? How is it that you see it? Yeah, would God be a good jokester and have fun? Yeah, would God be a good jokester and have fun, or would he be super serious and be judging and hating you? Yeah. That's no good either. As I'm sounding off alarms now. Love, light, and fun. Love, light, and fun. Just as I'm talking about entering into struggle for a moment, right? Flow. He gives us free will. The churches you've experienced speaking in tongues. Yeah, some will speak in tongues. However, tongues is nothing that can be forced. It's only going to happen for some people. Tongues is only going to happen for some people if they're meant for it. Otherwise, it won't happen for others. Sense of humor. Everybody has their own talents, has their own gifts that come to them. Okay? Everybody has their own talents, has their own GIFTSs that come to them when they enter their higher power or higher mind. Some of you might have like a sense of clairvoyance. Right? Others might be able to intuitively just read people or get something that says, hey, they're going through this right now. Go talk to them. There's all sorts of different things that can happen. Someone like Abraham Hicks or Bashar, where they're channeling entities, right? Where they're hitting such a high vibrational wave that something can flow through them and talk. Now, I wouldn't necessarily play around with that because you never know what entities are truly doing, but they're on such a high vibrational wave that I'm sure they're harmless. Right? They're not going to be able to generally enter a being like that that's on such a high vibrational plane. Those lower entities, the dark entities, they can't exist there in that place of gratitude, of love, of light, awareness. So those lower entities can't exist there anyway, right? So if you ever find yourself listening to someone like Abraham Hicks or Bashar, where they're channeling, that's exactly what's going on. There's an entity that's part of existence, part of the universe, that's vibrating at such a high rate, such a high level, that it can only enter into vessels that are in a similar wave frequency. And then they surrender to that being in that moment, and then channeling happens. And then people don't understand, how is this person talking in this way, right? Anybody get a light bulb as I speak to you this way? Probably in a different way that you've never heard before. Man, the lighting's tough. Yeah, even in a different way than you've never heard before. Come on. No, it's just going to be a difficult game. Maybe I'll be left in the darkness a little bit. Oh, that's better. That's what I was looking for. Excellent. Annabelle, do you want to come say hi? Do you want to come say hi? Do you? Nah, she's a little tired. Growing pains. Have you ever felt that a certain person or event was placed in your life for a spiritual reason? Have you ever felt a certain person or event was placed in your life for a reason? Have you ever felt that someone or something, some event was placed in your life for a reason? Yeah, all the time. All the time, right? And always in its perfect timing. Well, how does the saying go? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Has anyone ever heard that before? Have any of you ever heard that before? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Really? Well, it's not as popular as I thought. It's not as popular as I thought in the spiritual community, yeah? When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Wax on, wax off, yeah. Mr. Miyagi. Mr. Miyagi for Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. This is the spiritual journey. So what will happen is you'll be listening to one person. Maybe there's someone you listened to a lot ago. Maybe there's somebody you listened to 6 months ago or 4 months ago, and you listened to them a lot. And all of a sudden, when you go back and listen to them now, it doesn't sound so great any longer. Have any of you gone through that? Where there was a certain teacher or spiritual so-called guru that you were listening to for 6 months ago or 4 months ago, and now when you go back and listen to them, you're like, something isn't quite right. Something's out of alignment with them. I don't know if I should accept this or actually listen to it. Yeah, let's go, Matt. Especially when it comes to social media, okay? Especially when it comes to social media for people that have come up in the last 5 to 10 years. Understand, those that have come up in the last 5 to 10 years in the spiritual communities when it comes to manifestation, enlightenment, any of these things, it's a jungle out there. Let me tell you, it is a jungle in the spiritual world. That's the best way I can say it. Please type in the chat, it's a jungle out there. Because it is. Good luck. You're looking for needles in the haystack in the spiritual communities. It's rough in the streets. Yeah, exactly. It is rough in those streets when you go into the spiritual world. For everyone who's talking about how to do this, and you need to live like this, and you need to eat like this, and you need to meditate like this, and you got to do these techniques like this, and you got to do this manifestation this way, and whew, it is a jungle out there. It is a massive jungle. You got to do this spell, and and did any of them lead to peace? Did any of them lead to love? Please answer this. Did any of them lead to peace or love? That which your being is truly craving for on the inside, your soul. Did any of those things lead to peace or love? Jeremy, no. Or Jersey, no. Jersey, Matt, no. Peace, no. Why? Why would all these people teach you things that don't lead to what you're truly looking for? Why would all these people teach you things that aren't what you're truly looking for, and the underlying why someone will go on this journey in the first place, or do 1,000 techniques? The only reason someone's doing 1,000 techniques because why? Why would someone be doing 1,000 different techniques? Because they're not in alignment and they're not walking with truth. Why? Because then their being would be walking from a place of faith. It would be walking from a place of creating the ever-present moment. All right, it would be walking from a place of creating in the ever-present moment. It would fall into trust. This is how you know. It would fall into trust. And it would surrender itself to that moment. Okay, it would surrender itself over to the moment regardless of what happens. And they're not going to be doing 1,000 techniques. If you're living in trust, if you're living in faith, who needs 1,000 techniques? Did Christ have 1,000 techniques? Or did he say, trust God the Father, let it be done unto you, as you believe, so it be done unto your heart? This is to free both Christians and the spiritual world, right? Either community. Guess what? The Holy Spirit doesn't need techniques. Holy Spirit needs no techniques. Please type that in the chat. If you're consider yourself Christian, or if you believe in the Holy Spirit, right? Doesn't need techniques. Doesn't need to do any of that. Why would it? Right, why would higher consciousness need techniques? Yeah, why would higher consciousness need techniques? Anybody? Don't need it. It frees you, okay? So the activations and affirmations are far different, okay? That's not a technique. It's the reprogramming of your being. It's the removal. What we need to do is remove all those nasty programs from the world that tell you you're worthless, that you should be sick, that that lack, limitation, poverty, money doesn't grow on trees. Yeah, it's hard to come by money. You'll never be good enough. You're always going to be alone. You'll never be well again. You're never going to feel good again. I'm going to be alone forever, whatever it may be. I'm ugly. I'm fat. So this programming from the world goes in. Yeah, that programming from the world goes in. And then those thoughts will play. Those thoughts will play. So this guy was just replaying the inner world of many that are listening to me right now. Sometimes those thoughts are coming up, right? Sometimes those thoughts are coming up. So the removal process is extremely important. Why? Because I say if you're just prettying up garbage, if you're just putting some flowers around it, or if you're putting flowers around a garden that has a bunch of rocks and weeds and thorns, or you go ahead and you take your beautiful food and you put it in the fridge where the fridge is already spoiled, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? If there's no removal from within and we just pour in good stuff, what happens? Anybody? Listening from the UK. Rots, yeah. Gets tainted, wasted, decays, doesn't remove the root. It becomes the environment. Hey Kelly, spoils, rots it away. Yeah. Create a vacuum of darkness, yeah. So, what does Christ say? That which is left in the darkness of the unconscious is that which will destroy you. That which is brought into the light is that which will save you. That's from Gospel of Thomas, okay? So that was a book that they only found in the last 100 years. And it's something that got rejected, right? They don't want to put it in the Bible, but it's still from Judimus Thomas writing his words from Christ as he was walking along with him, and some of them are extremely powerful, and they won't be put in the Bible for a reason, because they are going to wake the mind up in too big of a way, and it will say things in a different way that people don't like to hear, as they want to think of it as a man in the clouds, right? So there's certain verses in Gospel of Thomas that some people don't like, but it's the most transformative book that's ever been written, in my opinion, if it goes into your unconscious. right? So that which is left in the darkness of the unconscious is that which will destroy you. Yeah, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And that which is brought into the light is that which will save you. What is he saying? We must bring the world, all the programming of the world, of the darkness, of the evils of that has taken away your innocence and your purity and your love and your joy and your connection and your fun and your laughter and your adventure and your creativity. And we must pull those suckers out of there. Okay? Like, there's no there's no other way. There's no other way to life. Understand this. Type this in the chat. There's no other way to life. I have to pull those suckers out of there. Once they're gone, life can flow through you effortlessly. Effortlessly. There's no more programming to make you think otherwise. There's no more programming to make you hate yourself. There's no more programming that removed your innocence. That is the way to life. This is the narrow road. Has anyone ever heard this? Narrow is the way to life, and wide is the path to death and destruction. I never know what I'm going to talk about, but a truth is being unraveled to you right here, right now. That's exactly what that means. And there's epiphanies going on in here right now, okay? Narrow is the way to life, and wide is the way to death and destruction. It's very, very easy for someone to live in their programs and never look at them, never go into light. It's very, very easy for someone to continue to live in suffering. It's very, very easy for someone to never make changes, okay? Or never go on this journey. That's the easy route. That's the wide is the path route to death and destruction, to continue creating death, okay? The narrow path are those who go deep within, who go find the kingdom within. This is the narrow road. The narrow road is the removal of the programs of yourself that you think yourself to be, all those viruses that go in, and then it gets removed through that process. So anybody who's been in a one-on-one with you, you're having massive shifts and changes happen inside of yourself. Why? Because the true Holy Spirit moves through, and it does its work. And through the body-mind that has been created for this reason and for this purpose, to free your being as we come into a narrow age, I'm going to put it that way, there's going to be a very wide split. And this isn't to make you fearful, but there's going to be a massive split between light and dark. Destruction is going to get far bigger when it comes to weather, the governments, countries getting into conflicts. It has to happen. The darkness has to fight, has to destroy itself. And then there's going to be a massive split for others who are living in a place of beauty, of joy, of alignment, who don't care anymore what the world is doing. They're just going to love, and they're going to spread it, right? And it's necessary. How many of you feel what I'm talking about right now? How many of you feel what I'm talking about right now? Where there's going to be a massive divide, a massive push, okay? And it's going to happen whether we like it or not. So those who can continue to only live in vanity or lust or shame or greed or power or military control, the jealousies and all the pains, that's going to get exposed. It's going to have to. It's going to get exposed. It's going to have to. And those who won't be willing to look at it, transmute it, if they're not willing to transmute and change those things towards love, they will meet a very, very dangerous road. Okay? Anybody who is not willing to transmute towards love in this process, as I'm talking about, how many of you feel what I'm talking about when I say the process of humanity transmuting towards love? Because that's exactly what's happening. And those who fight that, those who fight the true awakening of Christ within, those who fight that true awakening of love within a being, where their heart expands to love everybody and everything, those who fight that immensely are going to meet massive dark periods. They're going to have the hell on earth. They are going to have the dark night of the soul. And that's higher mind saying that, right? You'll see the unfolding happen over the next 5 years, as long as everything keeps going. You never know with the planet or with the way that governmental systems are, right? You never know, but it's going to be interesting to watch the unfolding. Yeah. So as more people talk in such a way, and it frees more beings, and then the more beings that are free, the more that will feel a frequency of more unconditional love, of more godly love, where it doesn't contain judgment, it doesn't contain jealousies and envies and shames and guilts and pride and all these yucky things. And then it can bring them into a more beautiful place. And then more and more people call for it. And then more and more people call for it. And then it's like going out on the mountains or on the rooftops and shouting it out. Yeah? What does Christ say? Go on the rooftops and shout out my name. Heal my people. Right? Go on the rooftops, go on the mountains, shout out my name, heal my people. I have come to save you. I've come to take you out of Pharaoh. I've come to take you out of all those governmental systems that own your mind. All those pharmaceutical systems that own your body and your mind, all those addiction companies that own your nervous systems, everything that owns you, all those debt collectors that own your money, all those broken relationships that own your heart. And he says he wants to come marry his bride. Yeah. As I talked about yesterday, what is union? What is oneness? Marriage. The marriage inside. Yeah, everybody's can't wait for Christ to be their bride, but they don't understand what that means. Right? Yes, I want Christ to, it's my bride. But what does that mean? Union, oneness. Yeah, just like when you get married with someone in the physical plane. Masculine and feminine energy coming together. That's existence itself. That's creative energy. The masculine and the feminine are the energy, creative energy. Sexual energy is very, very creative. For those of you who understand what I'm saying, how powerful sexual energy is in all of nature, incredibly powerful. If a man has a lot of sexual energy, he can lead many people even into battle, millions of people into battle. If a woman has a lot of feminine energy, as long as there's divine feminine energy, she can heal nations. She can heal nations. She can be the Mother Teresa's or the Princess Diana's of the world. Anybody know what I'm pointing to? Yeah. So what happens when these energies truly become divine in you? Okay. So there's a lot of people that say that I'm the Princess Sophia, or what do they say? I'm the Sophia the Christ. I'm the Sophia the Christ. I'm God. Where is their power? What are they creating? Who are they leading into love, into light, into unity, into awareness, into oneness? How many of those people that you hear saying that I'm the Sophia the Christ, or I'm God, or whatever? How many people on social media are saying that? How many people are they leading into love, light, awareness, into the truth of themselves, into God? This is how you can test the spirit, okay? That's how you can test the spirit. If they're not leading you deeper inside of yourself into love, unity, oneness, joy, compassion, surrender, forgiveness, if they're not leading you those places, it's not the real thing. It's not the real thing. Your heart can have a great sense of discernment after tonight, just when you see certain things. Yeah. Let's go. Who would like to come up here and chat? Who would like to come up here and chat? Anybody want to come up and chat? We can have a good, fun conversation if you want. You can ask questions. You can voice your opinions, concerns, your own life story, or your experience. In the bot. Oh, I didn't even make it available. No wonder why I had the galaxy thing up. Why didn't you guys tell me, huh? Just kidding. I didn't realize the galaxy thing was up. So, in the bottom left, there's pink and blue people holding hands there. Thank you, Shannon. Let's go. There's pink and blue people holding hands or hugging on the bottom. If you want to come up and chat, ask any questions, some powerful things that we've been talking about already, or you can voice your own experience as well. Let me just make sure to click on the bottom left there, the blue and pink person. Who wants to be the first brave soul tonight? Those of you who were in last night, remember it's just part 2, so it's a continuation. It's not a new night, it's a continuation. It's not new. So it's easy to come on up. You make me laugh. Pink and Bible, yeah. Holly, we got brave soul Holly, excellent. She'll break the ice for everybody. Holly will break the ice for all of you, because I know how difficult it can be to be the first one if you're playing that game. If you're playing the game of shyness. Hi, Holly.
How's it going?
Oh no. Can I turn it up?
Oh, it's my phone.
That's
probably
better.
There we go.
No, my volume on mine was for my headset for you is way down too. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
Because this is some deep stuff that I've actually been a part of, and
yeah.
So in 2018, if you don't mind me sharing.
No, share. Yeah, share away. It's for everybody.
Okay. Could get me killed. I went to South Bend, Indiana to a rehab and got clean, and then they gave me a job in Michigan, and I had to take ethics every day before work. Very sciencey, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I was conditioned.
Yeah, very analytical, yeah.
I was conditioned, screamed at, told not to cry while being screamed at.
Yeah.
And I stood toe-to-toe with the CEO. He had 9 rehabs in Michigan. They're all shut down now for fraud and body brokering.
So your soul's gone through a very difficult journey, yeah? You've gone through one of more of the darker of nights that individual personal awareness could go through as the identity, yeah?
Yes. And moving forward, I met my 3-year-old daughter, Gemma's father there, and he committed self-unaliving October 11th of 2023. And that darkness followed me around until it literally shook me awake. He did it in front of all of us. And it was an NDE for me as well, because I was above both our bodies while I was performing life-saving measures as he was dying in my arms. And about 4 days ago, I buried the bullet that I found in the windowsill that pierced his brain into the ground. And I've gone through several spiritual awakenings, NDEs, was almost drowned as a child. My blood type's weird. Very, very weird. That almost killed my daughter. She was Crohn's positive. So I'm just like at the point where I'm a mystic. I do not believe in solely Christianity nor Scientology or Freemasonry or all of that. I've had Eastern Star wives in my family. We have different Bibles than other people do. Jehovah's Witnesses. I've been a part of every church you could think of, man. And I'm seeing spots right now.
Yeah. Some things are being broken apart in the system. So an NDE is going to be another experience, but if you don't feel free, that's what we're shooting for. We're shooting for freedom in your being, which is going to be utter safety, utter connection, and love and peace.
What do you recommend? What is your way of? I've let go of most of my ego self. but I'm still angry. So I am holding on to that.
Yeah. So there's still personal identities that are, there's an attachment to thinking that you're that still. There's still a program that's running where I think I'm this anger and it's still having control and power. Because if it has an opportunity to leave, or if it was never there in the first place when you were born, is it truly you?
Nay.
Nay. Beautiful. Your mind's coming to a completion in this moment.
Thank you. In the comments.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have had letters being sent to my friends from Clearwater and things like that. And it's getting kind of spooky, like the stuff you see in movies out here.
Yeah.
So,
It
put on the armor of God.
needs to. It needs to.
Yeah.
It's part of the evolutionary process. It has to happen. Yeah, if we fall 100% into that trust and faith that everything is working out by God's higher will. Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, even though I've been a part of so many different churches, I don't consider myself agnostic. I'm actually Gnostic, mystic.
Yeah.
I don't claim any one thing because I know that's the problem. That's individuation and separation.
Yes.
We that's why I jumped on here. I was like, man, something needs to be said of substance.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah. Yeah, you're doing good.
But I, about a week ago, almost went into cardiac arrest and went to bed that night and met, I don't know if it was soul counsel. I don't know what it was. It was a room of female doctors and nurses. And all I could see was this beautiful woman with like glazing blue eyes. And she patted me on the knee and she said, "You're going to make it. There's angels in this house." Patted me on the knee. She said, "You're going to make it. There's angels in this house." Meaning, you know, this house, this temple.
Yeah.
I know
in your awareness, the only place that these angels or devils can exist is where?
In me.
In you, inside of you, right? So the moment that you become aware of these angels in this kingdom, guess what? They start fighting for you.
Yes.
So we become aware of that kingdom and those angels within inside of our experience, within inside of our mind, right here, right now, and they start fighting over our being, and they start winning, right? And they start winning very, very quickly.
They could. Yeah, if you let them. The thing is to be bold and be courageous. Let people know that it's okay to not follow just anything or anyone, and you will be rejected for that, and that's okay.
Go inside.
Yeah. You know, you learn the most when you're in isolation sometimes. It's not always loneliness. It's on purpose. It's in purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If the mind is constantly being trampled or being reprogrammed, right, from the same circumstances, it has no opportunity to truly wake up to itself.
Yeah. That's all I got. I don't want to be on here long.
You're doing awesome. I appreciate you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have somebody else come up. You were great. I appreciate you so much, Holly.
Nice to meet you, man.
Oh, thank you. All right, we're going to go ahead and give the next person a go here. If you never see my face... Oh, yep, I'm kicking. If you never see my face before, I go by Josh, Joshua, or Elion. I'm here in Minnesota myself. If you could mention if you're new or returning in the channel. This channel is built upon what I call the 7 divine frequencies, which is peace, love, joy, harmony, health, wealth, and money. I am a master in hypnotherapy, which helps with a massive understanding of the mind, how it's programmed, and then also in neurolinguistic programming as well. But the majority of this comes from a very, very deep soul journey dive, an immense amount of a story of struggle and suffering and pain, to the immensities, right, of not wanting to be here, wanting to leave the planet, of being cursing God every moment, those kind of things, into finding truth. So we got user next. Returning Annie. Good to see you, Annie. Just a user.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. My
Excellent.
name is I live in Ireland. I'm Irish, so my voice probably sounds my accent. Can you hear me?
I can. It's perfect. It's coming in clear.
Okay, it's nice to speak to you. You
Yeah,
have a
it's nice to
poker
speak to you.
face. You have a poker
Did
face, so I
I
didn't
I
imagine
I
for a
played
second
this?
I'd be talking to you.
That's funny. This guy played
I
professional
don't
poker
know
for
if I
about 10
have
years in my
much to
20s.
say.
I don't know if you knew that, but
No, I didn't, but I actually
yeah,
believe that.
yeah. I'm sure that's where the
Yes, I'm
natural
a
face comes from.
Yeah, I'm a mother of five and I live in Ireland in a small town. My mother was a gypsy, so I've always been into the holistic side of life, and nature and stuff. I still love to go in nature, but I just want to say this story fast if you don't mind.
Oh,
Um,
you don't need to say
I
it
had a
fast.
very,
Yeah, say it in the most
oh,
beautiful way.
thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. One
Yeah.
of my children was born with a disability, so I stayed home a lot with him. I dedicated my life to him for 18 years, and which I love. And so I suppose my life became silent for me. But now my children are older and they're all beautiful and living their own lives. So it's to any mother out there, your children do grow up and you do get to have a whole life again to yourself, which
Yeah.
is unbelievable. Because sometimes I feel like a student, I have my own bedroom and I have a bicycle in my bedroom and it's just wild. But I had a great job for 10 years. I worked on the trains in the train station and I used to love the foxes, and this girl joined the team and she loved me at the start and then she hated me. And I can only imagine that she hated my life because I'm a very laid back person and I do show a lot of love and I'm very caring to people, but not stupid either. I'm not goofy, I'm quiet as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she just made my life impossible while I was there. And I was shocked because I had such a run of comfortability in my life and peace and quietness.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew myself and I accepted myself, and I also worked on definitely childhood traumas that I had. I didn't imagine, I almost felt untouchable until I met this woman. And I really felt a demonic presence around her
Yeah.
and the attacks on me, which to me are goofy and embarrassing because it's me. I've earned this spot in my life and I left. I
So
ended up leaving my job, but I still feel like I fear in my life now. I feel like
yeah.
I'm being attacked
So
spiritually.
exactly.
Yeah,
So there's a sense where you can come to a great amount of peace. You can come to a
yeah.
great amount of peace, of clarity, of love with life and for God, but there isn't the spiritual empowerment of God, of the spirit yet. Once that enters into you, when it comes into the mind, when it flows in that spirit, all of a sudden you're saying no in situations. You're standing up for yourself because you still understand that they're all reflections of God, yes? But in those moments you become the authority. You become the authority figure in that moment, understanding that everything is one in the same reflections of God, but they're out of alignment and they're acting from a place of sinning or the seven deadly sins or being very destructive to themselves or others. So if someone becomes very destructive to themselves or others in a moment, even if it's over yourself, you wake them up in that moment. You say, I am not someone that you can talk to like that.
Mm, mm. And although I appear very weak,
Hmm.
I'm non-violent, so I don't entertain that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's Well, if trouble comes to your door, what can you do? Not
Hmm.
everybody is walking in higher consciousness, or not
So, or
everybody
the
is
other path.
nice.
Or the other path is you turn the other cheek. So maybe your being is asking for the immense amount of surrender to forgiveness. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do, whether they harm me or not. I'm going to take it and I'm not going to hold it against them.
Yeah, yeah. I've been trying to do that today, actually. I've been trying to do that today, so I will work on that. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
that's the other route. There was two routes to the solution on that one, and the first one wasn't. You're like, my soul, my spirit's not so aligned with this. That's why the other offer was complete surrender, forgiving them no matter what, and turning the other cheek anytime it happens, and then not holding, not sowing any seeds whatsoever of revenge or of feeling hurt because of it.
And I must say as well, because of this, I feel different. Like I'm having
Yeah,
a break from work, so I'm back in nature again. And I have this
excellent.
overwhelming feeling to go to the highest mountain and meditate and talk to God.
Yeah,
So that's my next move, you know.
there you go. Those callings are fun.
It was lovely talking to you, and thank you so
Yeah.
much for the advice. And hello, everybody.
Tell the mountains I
Hello
say
from
hi. Thanks so much.
Ireland.
Yeah, thanks so much
Ireland.
for coming up.
Bye.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you very much. Bye. Bye. I don't know how to
Oh,
hang up. Can you hang up?
I'm hanging up. Yeah. Thanks so much. Everybody give her some love. That was a great conversation from Ireland. Anybody else want to come up and chat about their own experience? If you have questions, if you want to talk about anything, if you just want to come up and say hi, come say hi. Whatever you want to chat about. And we'll cover when it comes to higher consciousness and New Earth, hopefully. But in the bottom left, you'll see the purple, or not the purple, the pink and blue people holding hands there. Ireland in the house. The pink and blue holding hands in the bottom. If you'd like to come up and chat, please click that. And we'll get you on the FaceTime here again. Otherwise, we'll continue rolling on. Once you're feeling like a brave soul, if you want to come up and chat, go ahead and hit that on the bottom left there. Have you ever experienced a wake-up call that shifted your spiritual path? Have you ever experienced a wake-up call? Have you ever experienced a wake-up call that shifted your journey, that shifted your path? Absolutely. We got an absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and switch the music again. Several, yeah. So when I ask what is a wake-up call? How would you define a wake-up call? How would you define a wake-up call? How would you define a wake-up call? Anybody? How would you define that wake-up call? Rock bottom. A loss. An event or experience that shakes you. NDE. An injury. So there's a theme here. Change. There's a theme here. Knowingness, you need to go a different way. What you're doing isn't working anymore. Recognizing infinity. Lonely, scared, uncertainty. Hi, Carolina. Thank you, Carolina. Grief. There's going to be some sort of struggle. Yeah? There's going to be some sort of struggle. There's all sorts of different things that a human can struggle with. All sorts of different things that a human can struggle with. Loops of madness. There we go. Yeah, loops of madness. What is the definition of insanity? What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results, yeah? So if our mind doesn't transform, shift, and change, if our emotions don't, how are we expecting different results? If our heart and mind don't open, how are we expecting this change to happen with humanity? Right? When was the last time that you forgave someone? Or yourself? When was the last time that you forgave someone or yourself? It's a tough question for a lot of people to answer. And I mean true forgiveness, where it washes away from your being, where you're not thinking about them any longer. This is true forgiveness when those thoughts no longer arrive within you, where they're gone. There's no thoughts thinking about the event still. Oh, I forgive them, but I'm continually talking about what they did to me. Oh, I forgive them, but I'm talking about how terrible they were to me. Yeah, that's not forgiveness. When's the last time that you forgave someone or yourself? Forgiving a lot. Excellent. Beautiful. A couple of weeks ago. Let's go. Celeste. The eyes. I love those baby eyes. They're funny. That was perfect. If you could quantum leap into a version of yourself 10 years ahead, what would you see? If you could quantum leap through this next year in 2026, who are you going to see in 10 years or 5 years? What version of yourself are you going to see in 5 years or in 10 years if you go through this massive transformation through 2026? What kind of version of yourself would you see if it actually transforms? And it's no longer this playing technique game where you're one after another, but you actually have real transformation and change in your mind and your emotions through a higher mind, through the Holy Spirit, through a higher power, through the transformation. Peaceful and flowing. Closer to your higher self. Oh, it's amazing, but why do I feel so tearful thinking about a hat or that? Jersey, she's free. That. Soulmate, same. Annie, peace and joy. Matt's more in tune with spirit that guides. We got the flow state. We had peaceful, abundant, content, and love. We got everybody blowing up the chat right now. You're awesome. Everybody, you're amazing. This means that you're in, right? You're calling for it at an immense level. You're feeling spirit at an immense level. And your being is going, give me that. I want peace. I want love. Joy. And God says, yes, you are the babes of the earth. God gives. God giveth. Do you truly feel that God loves you so much that he will give what you ask for? Do you think Christ had a question in his mind, is God going to give me what I ask for? Do you think he was worried about if God the Father would give him what he asked for in the quantum field? Or was he in 100% faith that what he asked for was going to be taken care of, that what he asked for another human being was going to be taken care of, that he knew that the immensity of the universe of God was going to provide in that moment? He said, do not throw your net to the left side any longer. When the disciples say, Lord, don't look at us. They're living in shame. We're not catching any fish. We're living in a place of lack, limitation, doubt, and fear. This is the parable. We're living in a place of lack, limitation, doubt, and fear. Please, Lord, don't look at us in this moment. They fall into shame. What does Christ say? What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Haven't you learned anything? Haven't you learned anything? You've been around me. Quit casting your net to the left side and throw it into the right side. What is the right side and what is the left side? Anybody know? What's the left side and what's the right side? Faith of the mustard seed. When you cast the mountain into the sea, it will be cast in the sea, right? Male and female. Left brain, right brain. Lack of abundance. Masculine and femininity. So, the left side, the identity. The left side is the identity. The left side is trusting in yourself and your own beliefs and your own opinions. Trusting yourself in all of your own answers. I'm going to figure it out. I know everything. This is the left side. Living by their belief systems. We struggle. This is difficult. This is our reality. And then Christ says, the right side is surrender. The right side is the ever-presence. The right side is awareness. The right side is trust, is love, is peace. And then what happens is those disciples throw the net into the sea on the right side, metaphorically. They catch an overabundance of fish in the flow. They are able to take the big fish and throw back the small ones because they are living in such a state of abundance. They do not need to be greedy. They know that they are going to be well taken care of and more is going to come to them. They don't have to be misers. They do not have to bury their money in the dirt. Right? They take only the big ones, throw back the small ones. For those who have understanding, let them understand. This is why a lot of them will end like that. For those who can see, let them see. For those who can hear, let them hear. For those with understanding, let them understand. Why? Because it has to be met on a certain frequency. You are the babes of the earth who can finally hear these frequencies that will free your being. How many of you are feeling this right now? That is the abundance that Christ talks about. It's the ever-present abundance, ever connected to God. And he says there will be those of you who go into the world and do even greater works than I. Those of you who go into the world and do even greater works than I. Through the understandings that free, I shall bring you the truth shall set you free. How many people are off the mark? What is sinning? Sinning is off the mark. Sinning is living in the place of death and destruction, of destroying one's body, mind, or soul, or destroying others' body, minds, or soul. When we get into a place of repentance, into alignment, is when we're creating life. And then you're entering into a higher mind of joy, of love, of peace, of awareness, of happiness, of truth. And you're giving, and you're giving, and you're giving. That's the Christ. How many of you are having movements inside of you tonight? Because this is spiritual empowerment. It's not just a peaceful mind, it's both. It's both. It's not only a peaceful mind and a loving mind, but it's also spiritual empowerment, where you feel a great amount of power beyond the body, beyond your own nervous system, and it can carry you. Yeah, and it can carry you. It's the most beautiful thing. You might find yourself going into convulsions of ecstasy. You might find your nervous system shaking and going into such places of laughing or gratitude or love inside of yourself where you're going to cry and cry and cry and cry because you're so happy and you're so grateful. The moment that you feel free is the greatest release that you'll ever have. The greatest release that you'll ever have. Why? Because every shackle, every cage, every bondage gets released from the nervous system, and then you start to live how you want to live. Guess what? That what people say to you is not going to matter. You're gonna love them, you're gonna show them compassion, but whatever they say to you is gonna have no effect. Zero, none. Right? That's when you're in the world but not of the world. You still love them, you respect them, but the opinions and the programming, it has no meaning any longer, because it's out of alignment with truth. And you know how creation is being unfolded. You know that every wave, every frequency is ever emitting in the present moment, right here, right now. And it's collapsing itself into form, into manifestation, so things can be brought in from the light. Now, if someone is recording this session tonight, that'd be great if you could send it to me. Has anyone been recording the session tonight by chance? That would be great if one of you were. Okay, I see what you were saying. Does this align with grief too? It's going to align with everything. It's going to align with everything. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. All right? So there is a grieving process for every human being. Celeste, have you been recording it the whole time? That would be amazing. That'd be amazing if one of you was recording it the whole time. That'd be divinely blessed. What is your thought on generational sin? It's going to carry, the program's going to carry with. Yeah, so whatever the parents are going through, the grandparents, is being passed down from one generation to another. The viruses, the codes, the societal programming, the governmental programming, the emotional pain, the one after another, the addictions. The generational curses is going from one to another, and until a being wakes up, until a being takes the spiritual path, the real road, until a being gets the spirit inside of them, there's no freedom for that family. There's no freedom for that family until the person gets spirit or awakening inside of them. Because that's what starts to break those shackles and those chains and those bondages. And it starts to break all those curses, whether it's financial, it's illnesses, or it's relationships. You're all the pattern breakers, generational pattern breakers, regardless. It's being dissolved from the DNA and from the cells. It is dissolved from your being. It no longer exists. It's memory. What is DNA? DNA is memory. All right? These strands of memory are creating, in the ever-present moment, creating protein molecules to build your body so it can show up in the physical world. Yeah. The hoodie's awesome, isn't it? For those of you who want to order a hoodie, just let me know. We got lots of hoodies coming. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this channel expanding in a very, very vast, big way. It's gonna be a good time. You're definitely breaking curses, yeah. It comes to a realization in the mind where what I think, what I know, what I believe is extremely limited. And by extremely limited, I mean a grain of sand in the ever vast universe. By how limited my mind is of the way I think, of the way that I feel and see existence, it's like a grain of sand in the vast universe. So what's a higher mind? What can that see? What type of answers and solutions can come through for you there? What kind of emotions can come through for you there? In that type of transformation of your mind. What is Paul talking about in the Bible when he says, be there transformed by the renewal of your mind, of yourself? Being reborn. Where your mind of all the pains, the memories, the traumas, the fears, the addictions, the lust, the greeds, they're washed, they're gone. They don't exist there any longer. There's a rebirth. You're a new self. You're a new self and you walk in divine alignment. Shedding of the old layers of the skin. And there's been the talk is very powerful tonight because there's been a lot of you saying, well, I'm still going through all sorts of things. The layers have to be shed. I'm still feeling some of this stuff. The layers have to be shed. Please type that in the chat. Pruning of the vines, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that, Cindy. The pruning of the vines, exactly. The cleaning out of the rocks, the weeds, the roots, the thorns. Yes, so intense, right? The layers have to shed. Why? Because that which is ever present behind the all of existence, can it go anywhere? Can that which is love, light, awareness, compassion, grace for you, beyond all that which you can possibly understand, where else could it be? Where else could it be? This is why the layers have to be shed, because it can't be seen with the darkness or the layers or the veils in front of it. It can't be known with the veils in front of it. Why? Because then you think you're the veil. The layers have to be shed. And then all the beautiful activations and affirmations of the programming of the 7 divine frequencies is building momentum inside of you. For those of you who have been in this channel since the beginning, you feel and you know the momentum that has also been built inside of this being. And there's a great amount of spiritual power that's said, right? Because of the momentum behind all of that, as the mind gets reprogrammed through the process. Because it's a cause and effect. And you're feeling so light. Let's go. Beautiful. So those of you who have been joining in those morning lives or nighttime lives consistently, get ready, because those frequencies, those emotions, those angelic fields will start to make a bigger home inside of yourself, inside of your temple. The more that you're in something like this, in those morning lives, nighttime lives, there are higher frequencies, there's angelic frequencies that are growing a garden inside of you. And they're pruning, and pruning is happening. And those who go in the one-on-ones with me, one-on-one FaceTimes, there's an immense amount of pruning that happens very quickly. The deep root cores we go after, yeah? Those have been in the one-on-ones, massive amount of freedom. Massive amount of freedom, and the angelic fields are flooding in. Yeah, that's beautiful, Amanda. Right? Angelic fields are flooding in. They overtake the environment. Please type that in the chat. Angelic fields overtake the environment. The Holy Spirit overtakes the environment. Those lower entities, those lower energies don't enter into your awareness. And then you get to see everyone in light. You start get to seeing everyone in light, and you no longer recognize them as evil, and you no longer recognize the person as evil, as you know it's just another field of energy that has overtaken their being, the demonic spirits that have overtaken their being. So you can still love them even if you see the evil. Right? Love not their actions, but the person themselves. Please type that in the chat. Love not their actions, but the person themselves. The soul themselves. You're loving the truth of themselves, but you're not loving the actions. You're making righteousness of the actions. You're turning it right. You're getting them back to the mark. To hitting the mark, right? Love not their actions, but the person themselves. Right? Because there's either two paths. Narrow is the road to life, everlasting. Okay. And wide is the path to death and destruction. So those who clear their inner being from everything, you're taking the narrow road, like I pointed at. And I told you, God has a sense of humor. He has taken the most ridiculous human being on the planet, the least deserving being on the planet, He's taken the one who is the most addicted to the most things, the one who would lose everything, be sick and ill, who would curse God, who would yell and scream and curse and swear at God. He took the worst of the worst vessels and decided, you're going to give a message. Yeah. Did I plan that? Did I plan that? Did I plan any of this? At some points in time, it seemed like it. Some points in time, it seemed like I was planning it. I was doing the little stages every step of the way, right? Doing everything a step of the way, trying to strategize and build and stuff like that, or build a business. Yeah. Right. Those who want to have true spiritual empowerment, it's a surrender of your vessel to an understanding that there's something far beyond what you think, what you know, what you feel. When that hits you, there's something far beyond what I know, what I think, what I feel, and it is far more powerful than what I think I am, and then that can start to move in. It's only through that understanding, though. It's through the surrender of the mind. That's the only way spiritual empowerment can happen. I've seen a lot of people try and force it. I've seen all sorts of people pray and meditate for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, and it still never happens. How many people have you ever seen that are on that spiritual journey for 50 years and they have no fruits? They might have some peace or love, but they have no other fruits in their life. There's no actual power. There's no manifestation. Right? It's like a lying to oneself. Do I truly have God's power? Am I truly awake? Am I truly spiritually awake? Do I truly think I'm God? Do I truly feel connected with the kingdom? If I'm not able to create anything beautiful in my life, like what the heck? Yeah, you will know when you have spirit. Everything will start falling in and you'll have a great amount of power in your tongue, in your words. Vast majority of you in here are speaking beauty over your life now, are you not? How many of you are just speaking beautiful things over your life and over others' lives, and you've seen it change tremendously in the past month or two, and you're just seeing things change tremendously in your reality in the past month or two? Yeah. Stephanie, Marissa, let's go. Bridget, let's go. Sassy Senorita, let's go. Ta-da, let's go. Remarkable. Yes. Definitely. Yeah. 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 Let's go, Holly. So only a clean slate can talk in that way. Only one that's filled with truth can talk in that way. Why? Because everything else is the world's programming. So the world's programming is designed to get you to talk and think in a way that destroys and decays. This is what what Jesus talks about. The devil has come to kill, steal, and destroy. Guess what? The devil's come to kill, steal, and destroy. This is the way that the programming in the world is designed inside of you, is to decay, is to have nothing, is to feel like a slave to the system, is to get ill and die. Is anybody having light bulbs again? Life. You are speaking life over your being. You are speaking life over yourself. And you are in the world and not of the world. The world is death and decay and destruction. The world is shame and guilt and jealousy and pain. The world is suffering and grieving and sadness. The world is in battles and in conflicts and in political fights. Love is not. Joy is not. Every single word and frequency is a seed in the ever-present field of consciousness, in that which is collapsing all things into form. As I lose my light again. The darkness hit. Every single word. There is power to give life in the tongue, yeah? There is the power to kill or destroy, the power in the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Yeah, those who love it will eat its fruit. Do you love the fruit coming out of your mouth? Do you love the words coming out of your mouth? Because that mouth that is speaking, those are the words of God speaking through you. What are the words of God speaking through your being? Yeah, what are the words of God speaking through your being? This is how all of humanity is going to shift when we embody that unconditional love over others and we start speaking life over everybody. And the more and more people that speak life over everybody, you're going to see massive shifts in humanity where people love and respect each other again, where people actually care for each other again, where people want to help each other again, where people want to be there for their family or their friends, yeah? And people are living in gratitude. You'll see people helping each other at the airport instead of running each other out of the way. Yeah. So the vast majority of people on the spiritual path right now are trying to run. The vast majority of people on the spiritual path are trying to run. They want to go hide in the woods, or they want to go into nature somewhere. And that this guy had that overcome him for a little while as well. I want to run into nature. I want to be away from the world. I just want to be at peace. The world is chaos. I found a place of peace, and I'm going to stay in nature. I'm just going to leave everybody, right? Just gonna leave everybody. God had other plans. Nice try. Yeah, exactly, nice try. You think that you're just gonna run away from everybody? Yeah. What does Christ say? Go into the world and spread the good news. Go up on the mountains, go on the rooftops and shout it out. What are you shouting out when you're spreading the good news? Anybody know? What is the true good news? What is the true good news? Yeah, it's the truth of your being. That he's there, ever present. Yeah, lift up a rock, I am there. Split a piece of wood, I am there. For I tell you, I am in you. What does he say when when people were being judged for not feeding someone. And when Christ said, "You did not feed me," when you had the opportunity, they said, "What do you mean you didn't feed? We didn't feed you. You weren't there. We would have fed you. We would have said, 'We see you, Jesus. We'll feed you.'" He said, "No, that man on the street over there, that woman over there on the street, and they're struggling, you did not feed me. For I tell you, I am in them as well, just as I am in you." So it's religious sacrilege right now to embody things like that, to say I'm going to walk in that amount of light. That is religious sacrilege right now if you say I'm going to walk in that amount of light, or I'm going to allow my being to be overtaken in such a way that it's going to be very loving, very compassionate, very graceful, very understanding, that it's going to surrender to a higher power and be overtaken by it, by the Holy Spirit. So that's blasphemy to religion. If you say that in a church, they will cast you out. They will say you're a cult. They're going to call you evil or whatever it may be. They're going to say you have evil spirits, you're dark, you're a witch, whatever it may be. That's going to happen. Yeah. Would anybody like to come up? I have one person on the list right now. Let's have some chats and talks again. If you want to come up and voice, Matt, you're up. If you want to come have a conversation, ask questions, comments, concerns, kick, punch, scream, spit, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Hey, Matt, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect. Welcome up.
Hey, thanks a lot. Yeah, great to be here. I've chatted with you before. I love your morning shows as well. I listen to you as I'm kind of doing my morning admin stuff for work, which I have to return to tomorrow, sadly. But I also I'm a content creator here, and nice. My platform's called Are We Done Yet? It's a double entendre, but I'm starting to do appearances on podcasts. They often tend to be political in nature. I say that my political affiliation is humanity.
Yeah, sure. That's a good political affiliation to have.
Right. It's a struggle for me at times to answer questions. My whole platform really revolves around the thought process around empathy and action. Empathy being the input, action being the output. And that's layered in ways of, empathy for yourself, and a lot of that, and how that sort of shows up in my life is shadow work. And
let's break something up just real quick. How does your mind define empathy?
Yeah, understanding what the fear mechanisms are that are driving the struggle or driving what manifests itself in your life as stickiness, things that are keeping you from experiencing joy and higher vibration, a higher vibrational existence. Anything that's keeping you down in a lower vibration needs something that means that there's something that's being kept from you that is divinely yours because of our divinity, right? And so empathy is being able to put yourself in that place, and whether it's empathy for yourself or empathy for others, being able to really put yourself in that person's shoes by relating to it in some way, whether it's directly through that experience or through understanding how it is to go through those types of low vibrating, fear driven emotions and experiences, because we all go through them. And being able to say, what do you need from me the most? Do you need to vent? Do you need support? Do you need help problem solving? And asking simple questions in order to be able to show up not only for yourself as in your greatest truth, your higher self, or your highest capable self in that in that specific time, but also to be able to give other people the permission to show up in their most authentic true self, and being able to do that by empowering them through letting them know that they're not alone, that they don't have to walk through these struggles alone, and understanding that
So the difference of what's going to be happening in the split, the mind has its own definition, and then there's the truth behind all of it, for God being behind all of it, and the love and the light and the awareness behind all of it. So if I go to someone and I'm absorbing the energy through empathy, where I'm putting myself in their shoes, let's say they're grieving and I come into the same place, or if they are very angry and then I get scared, or if they're fearful and then I want to get them like, what, and I start getting nervous myself. If I'm holding a place of complete space, love, light, awareness for that being to wake up in that moment, instead to understand that they're ever connected to love, that is not the truth of themselves, that is what washes them.
Wow, that's really powerfully said. I would love that recording. Actually, you had mentioned the recording earlier. There's been some really powerful affirmations coming through in general during this session. I've hung around for quite a while. I have a podcast I'm going to be on tomorrow. I know that the guests that I'm appearing with, I'm there in what's called the Activist Alley portion of the program, but there's always a political candidate that's involved, and I know the conversation is going to try to bridge, where I show, I talk about showing up as your most authentic self in your community, the importance of building local communities, finding your tribe, and being able to show up as your most healed, high vibrating, high frequency self into your community, so that you can be the highest contributing member of the groups that you interact with. It's a struggle for me when we talk about the politics piece of it, and how you move forward with action and really transmute empathy for what's going on, that you see injustices, things that are tough to look away from. How do you describe that?
An immense amount of surrender to control. Those things that I cannot control, I give to God.
Yeah, and what if you're interacting with people that don't believe that haven't found a pathway to inner divinity, or a pathway to that level of consciousness or understanding of higher consciousness, and you want to help them understand how they can fight political injustices without getting without enlisting anger, without enlisting physical, the physical violence, and
sure. So if the acts are coming and stemming out of a place of peace, out of love, out of loving humanity, instead of out of anger, frustration, rage, resentments, judgments, but if the action for change is coming out of a place of love and wanting to spread life and not destruction, do you see the difference?
I do. Yeah, and then as far as like making that bridge between, how do you show up in your truest self in a world where you see chaos? Is it better you had just started to kind of move towards the idea of isolation, like you kind of go out into nature and remove yourself from the chaos, for personal preservation, but also having such a heart for social justice and political justice. How do you reconcile that for yourself, and what would you recommend others on their spiritual journey So you have an identity who is fighting for wanting to be getting political justice, and then another self saying, well, I want peace. So if you are going into the scenario without peace, without love, without connection, feeling connected to everybody and everything or nature, how are you going to be different? How are you going to be acting different in the other scenario where that you want that one taken care of as well, yes? Yes. Yeah, you're good, man. I wish I could have you in my little pocket to pull out in difficult questions, to answer some difficult questions that sometimes catch me off guard. And also, it's I love the part you were talking about shedding away parts of you in order to be able to get to that narrow inward path. That really resonated with me a lot. I do feel like my shadow work and doing the shadow journaling and really going inward to try to recognize the fear-driven struggles that exist.
Animalistic mind is the way that I say it. The fear-driven, the nervous system itself running its course. Yeah.
Yeah, and just finding out ways finding better and better ways to well, in the beginning of this, in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, it really started with trying to overcome grief from the loss of my mother, the loss of a divorce. And this has been about 4 years ago now, coming up on 4-year anniversary, but coping in really toxic ways, as opposed to finding ways to reconnect with spirituality and my own awakening to cope with grief in a healthier way, and actually finding that through realizing my own divinity, how much that's connected to dignity, and how dignity helps you fight things like regret and other fear-driven emotions and things that really hold you back through the grief process or your grief journey. And losing my mother was really difficult for me because I held a lot of regret when she first passed. But my own awakening, all of a sudden, I realized through my own awakening that life is energy, that we're light beings, that energy cannot be destroyed. Therefore, if we are made of light, then our lives cannot be destroyed either. And then I started understanding the concept of, our human experience and our bodies being sort of a physical, almost like an avatar, I guess, is kind of how I perceive it, as, being animated by my light. And then that really helped me to reconnect with my mother. And my mother has become part of what I feel like is my spirit guide team.
Beautiful.
And and she just releases me. She releases me all the time. Of anytime I start going towards that place of fear-driven emotion where regret creeps in, she just softly reminds me, there's regret is no place to stay.
Matt. Are there any boundaries or restrictions for spirit when it comes to space and time?
No, not even dimension, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's not. It doesn't have any bounds to it when it comes to space time. There's no distance that it needs to travel.
Yeah, that's a powerful place to take the posture from, to have confidence that
and to have your mother filled with you always,
that she never left, right? That she was always there and continues to be and continues to guide. And that's just I feel like that's maybe the biggest gift. I heard you spell gift earlier. I don't know why, if that's a bad thing to say, but all the GIFTs that start coming through. I mean, manifestation is so real, and once you start to get that alignment, abundance doesn't become the goal. Alignment is the goal, and when you get alignment, manifestation becomes such a real thing, and the synchronicities increase at an unbelievable clip. So I just want to say, and this is the last thing I wanted to say, because I really just kind of wanted to tap your knowledge, and you just have such a beautiful way of articulating and really synthesizing what might seem like a difficult question to answer in a way that I think is colloquial and really just cuts through nicely. So I appreciate you weighing in on that. But I just want to say, if anybody out there is feeling like an awakening journey is something that they are just starting to explore, just keep going, because you don't have to listen to anybody's practices. You actually taught me to stop listening to a lot of the people that were trying to say that they know the way, that they're the chosen ones, that they're and then trying to monetize it in a way that felt icky. Like, trust that and know that, you just need to ask yourself that question of discernment. Does this feel like it's coming from the light? And if your body will tell you the yes or the no, and it happens. And when the further you get aligned with your higher self and with your guides, you feel the no's in your body a lot more.
Yes.
They're a lot more tangible.
Yeah. those kicks, you feel them, don't you? Those taps, those love taps from your higher self.
Oh yeah.
Those love taps get a lot harder. You feel them. You can't ignore them.
Yeah, it becomes really impossible to say, well, there's no coincidences. I say that to people all the time, and those moments happen more frequently. The cadence of people saying, my goodness, this feels like I'm like this, like needed to happen right here in this moment at this exact time. And it's like, well, there really are no coincidences. And how many people you'll start to meet that say, oh my God, I can't tell you how much I needed to hear that, or meet somebody like you, or those moments come more frequently, and they're powerful affirmations, and the synchronicities mean something as well.
Because you're speaking life into existence, so it's growing around you, and it's showing its reflections in human beings.
Yeah, and just we were talking earlier. You were talking about I say it as that which you do to the least among us, you do to me, you do unto me. And just that, how you can distill that down to, you are within me, I am within you. If God is truly within all of us, then we are each a reflection of each other, and just distill it down to that every single time. I really think that I think that is the launch pad for empathy, and knowing that there is something common. There's 99.9% of all of our DNA, which is that coding part that you were talking about earlier too. 99.9% of us is exactly the same. So all the wars and all the conflict and all of the things that separate us in this human experience comes down to less than 0.1% of our DNA, of our makeup. And that to me means something important, that we all need to start finding the commonalities within ourselves and amongst ourselves more, and that truly will be the path to
what's the only one thing that everyone has in common? No matter who they are, what's the only one thing that everyone has in common?
Consciousness.
Yeah, consciousness, love, light, awareness, God within. All one. Right, all one. So this is when people, when they wake up, this is when you'll feel connected no matter what. You don't have to look for something, you won't go searching, well, what do we have in common, right? It'll be like, we are one together. We are brothers and sisters, and I love you.
Yeah. That's, I guess that's as simply said as one could make it. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you for being on the right side of history and helping folks like me to better understand their not only their awakening journey, but just and the way that you are able to. For me, I have always related to consciousness or Christ consciousness or spirit through Christianity, because I was raised in a very fundamentalist Christian background, and I'm also gay, and so I struggled with that my whole life. And I wanted to be a country western singer growing up, but I'm in my late 40s, so trying to be gay and a famous country singer, those were two worlds that couldn't coexist back when I was at that age. But I believe that a lot of my bravery and kind of forging some of the ways is enabling a lot of the country artists that you see coming out now that are gay, right? And so you just never know the ripple effect that you're making when you are strong enough to show up in your most authentic self. And that really is all about going inward and understanding what that consciousness is coming from. Like what is that generational knowledge, or what is that fear-driven shadow that I need to face that will help me to show up in my most true authentic self and really aligned with my higher self. So anyway, I'll let somebody else come up and also let you get back to your brilliance. But I just wanted to share that, and also have mainly ask you the questions of how to answer, and you gave me some really great options. So thank you so much for that. And peace.
Thank you. Thank you for coming up.
Peace, light, and love to you, brother.
Thanks so much, Matt. Thank you. Everybody give Matt some love. That was incredible conversation that we had there. A lot of insight for a lot of you. How many of you felt something as Matt was speaking, or as we were having conversations and coming to a deeper place of resolution inside? The goat. Yeah. Proud of you, Matt. Beautiful. Sent the corn. Thank you for the corn. Hundreds. Chili. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate all of you for the taps. We're at 68,000 taps. We will be on tomorrow. So every single Monday through Friday, if you've never seen this before, in the mornings we do very powerful activations, affirmations. We also do full body tension releases so you can feel lighter, more free, more awake, more aware in your being. Yeah. Night times, there's nighttime lives for sleep, peace, rest, and meditation. And then those morning lives are also very empowering. And I go through a lot of things when it comes to the mind or the nervous system as well, and how we're programmed, but down to the deepest levels. Right now, manifestation, most law of attraction, they hit surface levels on the programming right now on belief systems. Well, you must have limited poverty consciousness, right? But this is a much deeper depth of removal. Peace, love, and light. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and Amanda, did you want to come up? You'd be next if you want to come up. Maybe some new questions came up inside of you. Oh, it came off now. I'm not sure what happened. We have Yahuwah. No? Amanda, did you want to come up? Put yourself back up on there. Any brave souls that want to come up and chat? Want to come have a good conversation? You can talk about your own experience. You can ask questions. You can say what you need to say. Maybe you need to get something off of you, off of your being. Maybe you just need to get angry or cry. You might be back there just wanting to get angry or cry or kick or whatever it needs to be. Just come up. It's okay.
Hi there.
Hey, Amanda.
Hi. I have the headphones on. Tonight is very powerful.
Yeah.
I've had tears stream down, and I could feel one of the techniques that you help us with, like during the, like, my body is almost like it's hard to talk right now.
Yeah. So there's blissful waves that are rushing through your nervous system, and they're rewriting code. So there's blissful waves that are rewriting code in your DNA as this happens. So continue to allow yourself to talk and just have things move as they move.
Thank you. I'm so thankful. The best advice I could ever receive was whenever I had a one-on-one and you said that God wants us to come out and to share our life. It is so easy for me to just be alone and to be in nature, and my comfort zone is I can look in an animal and I know everything that it's feeling, and I know it's almost like I can speak telepathically to it, where it's not lying, it's not manipulating, it's not conceiving, it's being, and it's pure and it's beautiful, and it's
pure unconditional love.
Yes. And with humans, I love humans, but I have to a lot of times go in nature and be by myself to feel that, and that one-on-one helped me so much. And me coming on here live it is so difficult. It is not easy for me to talk, and I'm really good talking with people one-on-one, face-to-face, but I mean, every single time I feel like I'm going to throw up, that did I say this right? Did I say it wrong? So it's stretching muscles that I know need to be stretched. But I just wanted to share tonight, like when you do the tension release, and my body is shaking. Like whenever you've taught us about energy work and like how you work with the energy, like I could feel like in like lights and beams of like angelic light flowing from my head.
Yes. Feel it more.
So
yes. It exists inside of you right now. Those angels fight over your being right now. They hold all the power in the kingdom. The moment it's loosed, what does Christ say? You bind up that which needs to be bound, and you loose that which needs to be loosed, as your being is freed in every way possible. He says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free in this moment, right here, right now, as the Holy Spirit pours in more.
And that's what I was doing like the whole time. It was like I could feel the energy of like light. y'all, it is not like, it is like the freshest air that you could ever conceive. It is the lightest. It is literally like kissing your baby for the first time type of love.
Yeah, you're born anew. You're born anew.
The light, I can feel it. It is in my palm, and I can feel it. And as you were talking, you were not just talking words. It was depth from. No. It was you. You were piercing the physical world to the non-physical world, and you were speaking over entities that have had a hold on people, and you were breaking them, and I could feel it. And I love everybody that's in here. And I am thankful. I am thankful. I am thankful because I have been a soul that has been wandering in the woods, and I have comfortably lived very much by myself and having a lot of peace in that. So I am so thankful for this community, and I'm so thankful.
Someone doesn't know that they're in a prison, a cage, or have shackles unless they're shown. Unless they wake up and realize those cages and those bondages are there. People don't know what real freedom is until you experience it. I tell you, the taste of the lemonade is freedom. People live by beliefs, they live by opinions, they live by their own thoughts, and they think that's freedom. That is not freedom, right? True freedom in your being.
And I can say I don't even know all the words I have heard tonight, because it's like the words are like floating like moments in the air. It's like some things I've been able to hear with my ears, but like everything I've been able to feel in my soul and hear in my soul. It's almost like music notes. I've heard some of them, but like I have felt every single one of them. And so I am so thankful for this community and for bringing me out of the woods.
Darkness, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say like darkness, because I was in a lot of happy light. Like I was a very happy person, but compared to this, the veils that were still blocking. I mean, I can't even move my hand still. I don't want to let go of this beautiful light. It's so pretty. But yeah, I went to high school in Alaska, where my dad taught survival techniques in the wilderness. So for me to be outdoors and by myself is like my easy. My hard is going out and facing up maybe, other people's judgment, or being in crowds, or being like, but I feel the same. I feel more freedom now.
When you feel this and someone were to judge you or get mad at you, how are you going to react, or is it going to affect you? If someone were to judge you right now,
with this angel
Amanda, if someone comes in our chat right now and starts judging us immensely for this, oh, you're both ridiculous. You have you have no idea what you're talking about. You've gone insane. You're in a cult. You're gonna go to hell, whatever it may be. How does that affect you?
Not a bit. It's more of just, it's not the right. Maybe it's not their soul contract at this moment to open up to hear or to feel, but I wish that they hear and feel it in the right time.
Yeah. And that's compassion. Yes. That's love.
Yes, true, genuine love. Beautiful. And I love talking about the new earth. And I love, as you can tell, I'm a very optimistic person.
Yeah.
So I want all of us to go. I want all of us.
Amanda speaks life, you guys. You hear her words, and she will always speak life into you. There's a great amount of gratitude and appreciation for all of existence that comes out of this woman's heart. And every time she speaks, you are being poured with life. There's life that goes in and out of her.
Thank you. I love y'all all very much.
Incredible.
All right, bye-bye.
Incredible.
Good night, everybody. I love y'all.
Excellent. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Amanda. Let's give Amanda some love. And then we're going to call up the next person, the next brave soul here. Steve, you're up next if you are wanting to come up here and chat. Hey, Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Beautiful. How are you doing? Doing, brother?
Doing okay. this is the first time I've been on this show, so I'm kind of would like a little bit of insight that I have.
Can you turn down the background music? It's really hard to hear you.
Background music? Oh. Yeah. Hold
There's
on.
like a TV or something.
No, there's nothing on in the room. That's from you. Yeah.
No, I just turned down my music.
Yeah, is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Was that really coming from my end?
Yeah, that was from your end.
Whoops, I need to fix that music then. Okay, go ahead. What did you want to ask questions or share your experience?
I do have a couple experiences, but I want to know what the subject is exactly, because this is my first time here.
This is the what's your background with a spiritual experience? Do you have any religious background, or have you gone down any sort of teachers or roads or avenues to learn more about the truth of yourself?
Yes, I died.
Okay, you had an NDE.
Times.
Okay.
Yeah. I hit a tree in 2003 on a dirt bike and busted my head open and got life flighted and died in the helicopter. And I remember seeing myself above my body. And then I came back to life. And so basically what it was, I died. I remember flying out to space. It was really weird. And I went around this white big light, and these black entities, told me it wasn't my time and sent me right back. And it was really, really freaking weird. And
can you try and put emotions as best as you can to how it felt, the difference between being in the body and leaving the body?
It was I don't want to come back.
Yeah.
You know, it was so
peaceful.
Oh God. Like the most peaceful feeling I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah, an immensity of unconditional love and peace that washes the human mind. It can't understand it, right? Human mind can't understand it.
Like I couldn't even figure out. I mean, when I came back and when I got out of the hospital, because I broke my body up pretty bad, and I had remembered what had happened, and even the EMTs were like, "Yeah, dude, you died for like 3 minutes." And I got brought back, and the only thing I remember is that experience of being out there somewhere, and then entities, like there was like 4 or 5 of them, and they forced me. They're like, "Nope, it's not your time," basically, and had me come back. And just the feeling of the spiritual feeling was pretty unreal.
So in truth, is there any distance to those in the same physical reality that we live in, right? It's in a different existence, in a different plane than what we're experiencing right now. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, definitely. 100%.
So if it exists in a different plane of existence, not in the same distance and time that we're dealing with in our physical reality, that same peace, that same love, that same experience can exist right here, right now, can it not?
I don't know. Maybe.
That feeling that I'm pointing to, not necessarily going and seeing entities and going and seeing, flying around and stuff and feeling the outer body, but just the feeling of that peace, of that love, of that immensity.
I haven't felt it yet. So, maybe.
Just allowing a couple things to wash as the mind is just starting to slow down a little bit of momentum. That's all. Because if you felt it when you were out of body, is the body your true you?
No, absolutely not.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Absolutely.
So what's happening right now is spirit is gaining more power over your being, because the body, that which is associated with your body being in the place of pain or whatever it may be, right? Spirit gains a little bit more power because that's the truth of yourself.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes. I 100% believe that there's something else.
Beautiful. Yeah. You already went through that experience. So what's happening right now? You're being freed again in your human experience now, because you're like, I didn't have this body and I felt amazing. Yeah. So what are you saying in that moment? I'm not the body. What's talking? The body's talking. The body's saying, I'm in pain. Life sucks. This hurts. So the body's talking, but that's not you.
Yeah. I feel.
Yeah.
I know. We all have a soul, and
yeah,
and there's definitely something else. Before that happened, I did not necessarily believe one way or the other, because it was kind of just one of those things where it was like, I don't know. So, but after that accident, I definitely know now, 100%.
Yeah. And isn't it beautiful?
It makes me a little bit emotional every time I talk about it. And I've only talked a couple times about it, but
as it should. So it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Those tears are tears of release. Your nervous system needs to release these things. The more you talk about it, you feel the immensity of unconditional love and peace and awareness again, and that cleanses out the being. So the more you talk about it, those tears have to come, so then the nervous system can wash.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. The first thing a baby does when it's born, when it comes out of the womb, it cries and it cries and it cries and it cries immensely because of all the trauma that it goes through through the birth canal. It has its life cut from it. Its breathing changes. It's going through an immense amount of trauma. It needs to cry off all the trauma. No matter what is put upon the nervous system of the body, it has to cry off trauma and pain. It's inevitable. It's part of the process. Christ says, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted," as long as they mourn very deeply and very truthfully. Yeah. And then they call out for that love again.
Well, it's funny how you brought that up, because 2 years, well, actually it was, 2 years after I healed, I had my son in 2005, and he is now deployed in Somalia in the army. Great kid, but if I would have died, then that never would have happened.
Right.
So
you're meant to be here, yeah?
It was obvious.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wasn't supposed to be where I was at, I guess. I don't know.
So you can never know looking forward. You can only know looking back on a life story. On everything that's happened, you can only ever know looking back. But the very fact that you exist right now means that I exist. We exist together, yes? Would you say that? We exist together right now in this moment. So you are needed for myself to exist right now also. This is how much God and nature and existence loves you to the immense extreme. You are meant to have purpose. You're meant to live right here, right now. And the very fact that you're alive means that you're meant to live and live abundantly.
So do you think that we have spiritual people, angels, or people watching over us?
Everything exists in the field. So there's all possibilities within awareness, within space itself, all possibilities. Yeah, so all things can exist. If we're living on a frequency, on a plane that is in higher alignment with God's truths, you will experience the angelic frequencies. You'll experience angels. You will experience blessings. You're going to experience bliss. You're going to experience ecstasy, orgasms inside of the body, all sorts of things, right? If you're in alignment with death and destruction, if we're living in places of fear, of lust, of greed, of angers, of hatred, of jealousies, of resentments, of judgments, if we're living in those emotional states, it is creating a new environment in the field, and then everything else exists with it in those spots. This is why you'll go into homeless communities and there's an immense amount of despair and hopelessness, and it's such a dark place that most people can't even look at it. They won't even look at a person on the street, let alone bring them money or bring them food, because they can't handle that level of despair entering into their being, so they won't even look at them with their eyes. Do people feel what I'm saying right now?
Yeah, okay. I get it.
And then someone who's very uplifted or loving on TikTok, you'll see these in battles. All right. Some of the big, large creators, content creators, if they're very uplifting and they're loving their community and they have millions of followers, they get blessed like crazy. And then you'll see others who are like hoping and begging and praying, or they're dancing on the streets in Asia trying to make a single rose. And every once in a while, someone will throw them a little rose, or somebody else will tell them, oh, you'll do anything for money, shame on you, as they're just trying to get enough food to eat. Well, someone is making $5,000 every 5 minutes when they're living lavishly and doing, right? It's a crazy thing that happens in the field of energy.
Yeah, I do see that energy side for sure. I definitely do see that. Yeah, I'm just happy you brought me on, and
you're awesome, brother. You have a great amount of self-love, just even being able to hear these words or go on this journey. Like extreme, what's calling on inside of you? I want to be free. I felt it before. I felt it once before. But for some reason, this body that I'm in right now and this mind hasn't integrated it yet, right? So it'll happen very quickly for you because you've already felt the immensity of something beyond yourself with the near-death experience, yeah? So there's something that knows. There's a big crack that happened even when you came back in. And then if we just break it open a little bit more, guess what?
Yeah. Yeah, I totally changed after that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
life, there's
a lot of healing. But yeah, it totally was it.
So what can happen for a lot of people's journey if they have a near-death experience, I'm being told to tell you this right now, is most people that have an opportunity to come back is to heal karmic bonds, to heal generational curses, and to come in a great place of forgiveness over your family, over those who have hurt you, over grandparents or whoever they may be. So this is often when a body comes back, is to be able to clean up some of these karmic bonds, those to forgive others, to love others, those who have hurt you immensely in life.
Yeah, I guess my ex-wife kind of hurt me a lot, so I should probably forgive her. Well, I kind of have, I guess.
Yeah.
It's about all.
Beautiful.
Other than that, I really don't have any enemies because I did change a lot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you did. There's no way to go back, right? Once you experience something like that, you can't go back.
No. And it really changed my mind on how I felt about life and the universe and God and spiritual things.
Yeah. So what happened on this guy's journey was I heard enough times from enough enlightened gurus saying, trust the words, keep following the past, trust the words and just keep doing what you're doing, trust the words and keep going. I heard that enough times where finally it was a truth, and I'm like, I'm going to trust these words. It feels like so much truth, and I'm just going to let it do what it needs to do, and eventually, boom, it cracks. It's trusting that word to such an immense level that it will take care of what it needs to take care of.
Yeah, I am definitely trying to look at other things, I guess. I don't know how to say this. I'm trying to trust what's happening with life, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be happy, be positive, 100%.
Yeah.
And be super respectful to everybody.
Yeah. And that's coming out of a place of what?
Love.
Love, yeah. So when we just focus on that rather than feeling shameful or guilty or wanting to be the best version of ourselves, can't you just let love do it for you? Just loving others, you'll naturally take that action. You won't have to worry about it. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm trying to be the best person. If it's just acting out of love in that moment, the action is going to be what?
Well, and if I show my love, it's gonna make me feel better at least. And
Yeah.
and if I'm not good enough, then at least I know I tried.
So there's a sense of validation as well, and that'll cleanse and clear also, right?
Yeah.
So if someone doesn't accept love or light, if someone doesn't accept someone caring about them, love, light, respect, then where are they living? Where is their mind at? Where is their body, mind, soul at, right? So this is where compassion comes in rather than feeling hurt.
Yeah. And I do have compassion for, I have a few people I know that I've always been super nice and loving, but they've always been a little bit on the angry side.
Yeah.
And I've never quite understood it. But I have been compassionate. I just feel like sometimes people just don't they're just not there yet, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right. Everyone has their own journey. Yeah. Some people will never, some people will be the caterpillar forever. Struggle, suffering, pain, misery, the gold medal of misery, suffering, and pain. That's nature. That's life. Some people will never come out of that. Some people will transform. A lot of times through hitting rock bottom, near-death experiences, going down a religious path. Sometimes people will transform, and then they'll come into a new being, and they'll say, wow, this is great. I love everybody. I love everything, but why aren't they doing it back?
You know what I call it? I think it's like I look at it as a chapter in a book. You kind of go through chapters in a book of your life.
Yep.
You change the chapter, you go to a new chapter, and a lot of times, you're a different person as you grow, and everybody changes. Some people learn, or I guess I could say they just don't read the book, their own book.
So I'm going to break down the brain because it's a perfect time to with quantum physics. So if anybody in here studies Joe Dispenza, right? Neurons that fire together wire together. So what happens from the programming of a child to teenage years up to 20-year-olds, by the time someone is about 35 years old, those are set. So life is going to be experienced still in different ways, but the main things of how they see life, the amount of money they're going to make, the type of people that they hang out with, that they see like a clique, right? These are my people. This is my identity. This is my bar or my grocery store, whatever it may be. And that identity gets set by generally about 35 years old. So life will be a series of patterns after that. Life is going to be a series of patterns for that person after that. And this journey breaks those patterns. It gives you freedom. It gives you actual free will, where your choices and your actions and your habits are not bound to the constraints of the animal mind and the programming of the world and the devil, which is come to kill, steal, and destroy. So that programming kills, steals, and destroys your being or those around you or your finances or the health of your body or whatever it may be. And this is the way that governments and pharmaceuticals and all sorts of things are set up. And this is why people hated Christ so much, because he came to destroy all the systems. He would flip tables when they were selling things in the church, right? As he's getting people back to the real connection, to the real source, right? To the real supply.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's powerful stuff. When truth hits, there's no way to pretend that it's not, because it cracks you open so much. There's no one there to pretend. There's no one there to try and figure it out. There's no one there to be like, this can't be right, because it's spot on, right? Christ says, remove the beam from our own eye, and then you can help the splinter out of your brother's eye. All you have is a little splinter. That's it. We're removing a little splinter, and then boom.
Huh. I just never thought of it like that. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I got on this show.
Yeah.
I have literally been so confused for years because
Yeah.
I don't go to church. I've never been religious. But after that accident and after what happened to me, I didn't know what to think. But I've been trying to talk about it a little bit more because it's been bothering me, and I did actually
there's very
go
few
to church the last couple weeks. I did go to church, so for the first time ever.
Beautiful, and be filled with those with the Spirit in those moments, and be filled with worship and praise and love and grace, all those things. So it's still not going to exist in the church. It's a beautiful way to have that uplifting community and the frequency of that, but it's still going to happen where? Inside, right? The Spirit's always happening inside of you.
Totally. I think it's more of a support thing.
Yeah, sure.
That's kind of how I feel about it. It's like I feel super supportive with people, and
you found you found a great a church. Okay, you found a great one. And that's what I always say. If you're in one that uplifts you, that loves you, it gives you community, gives you worship, gives you praise, beautiful place to be. Service. If you're walking into one where you feel more judgment, more shame, more guilt, where you feel like a bunch of eyes are going on you, why you here, why you wearing rags, whatever it may be, not for you.
Oh no, it was very, very supportive.
Beautiful. That's what every church should embody. But the thing is, religion and churches normally don't embody it. But that's a beautiful one that you have. That's excellent.
Yeah. It's just I don't even know what religion it is. I think it's Christian. I actually don't know. I've only been there 3 times, and I haven't really. I don't know. It's just
don't worry about it. Just focus on the presence and the Spirit, and then at some point they're going to tell you. It's going to come up at some point. I promise you.
I mean, I didn't really.
Yeah.
I didn't really care. I just needed I just felt like I needed a support family besides, because my family doesn't live where I live, so we're quite a ways away. So I'm kind of by myself.
Sure. And then when you feel alone, and you're not feeling that presence that we talked about, that has no space time to it. So the moment you connect back to that presence, regardless of what's going on in the physical plane around you, regardless what the mind and body sees, all of a sudden, whoa.
Yeah. I've only talked to you and another person on TikTok that he does what happens after you do when you die, or what happens after you die, or whatever. And I kind of told him a little bit of my story too, but I haven't. I didn't get a chance to tell him the whole story. But I like this because I felt like I didn't believe. Well, not that I didn't believe. I just didn't know what happened after you die. And but I realized that there is something. And
so the greatest fear, for any human being, what is it? Can anybody type in the chat right now? What is the greatest fear for any human being? No matter who you are, what is the number one underlying greatest fear?
To die, I think.
Yeah, to die, which is the unknown, right? It's going to be the unknown for this body mind, right? As much as someone has belief system, until the experience happens, until you actually experience the unknown, of the afterlife, then that cleanses and clears it. Why? Because now you've experienced it. Now it's not an idea. So the number one thing for any human, underlying fear is going to be the fear of death. Why? Because when you die, you don't experience anymore. So the body is saying, oh, I'm not going to be able to fall in love anymore. I'm not going to be able to go eat. I'm not going to be able to see my parents, right? And then a lot of fears will spin very, very quickly when you come into the place of fear of death, when you actually come to the utter core of it, of I'm never going to be in a human body again. When that happens, there's an immense shaking that happens inside of you when you're getting to the root of that core of that fear. And then when it has a chance to be seen, where it's not true, right? When it has a chance to be seen in pure love, light, awareness, where your soul is eternal. Yeah. And then if you trust God, that no matter what, God is ever presently taking care of my journey every step of the way. So whether I get to experience a beautiful heaven after this or oneness, either way, I am in a heavenly realm.
What I know is I was in the unknown area.
Yeah.
I never got to the white light, and it was definitely a white light.
Yeah.
And I've heard this before. And I'm still in the unknown, but I know that I was going there.
Yeah. So what truly happened is you went through an experience so you can bring it back into the world now that it's going to integrate inside of you. The truths are going to start flowing through in a way where you're going to be able to speak to it easier, and it's going to help other people through things that they've gone through also, and bring them more love also, because you'll be able to speak about it in a free way.
True. Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, this happened, in 2003, and I've kind of, I really haven't talked about it.
Because of the world, Steve. So the world, the world programs, okay, that these things aren't okay to talk about, that these things are voodoo, that these things are witchcraft, that these things, right? So the world programs all these fears inside. We should never talk about these kind of things, about being free inside of ourselves, about love, about God, that it's just it's not a normal thing to talk about, so you shouldn't. And this is what goes in at a very early age, and then it overtakes us where we get to this place where we're not shining our light anymore.
Well, I don't want anybody to think I'm crazy,
Even if they do, wouldn't you rather be authentic and shine your light?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah.
How much more free would you feel if you're authentic with yourself, with the truth of yourself, and you shine your light regardless of whatever opinion is being projected back at you? And because of your knowing of the experience, very few people have tasted the lemonade. I talk about it like that. There are a lot of people live in belief systems and opinions and thoughts of, yes, I have all this faith or whatever it is. And then someone who's actually experienced the immensity of that can express it as long as the nervous system falls into these truths.
All right. Yeah.
That's a lot to handle for your mind at the moment, but it'll wash over. I promise you. I know there's a want for release.
Good advice. I just looked at it as people looking at me like I'm, freaking crazy. And
that's how the world will look at you. They look at me like I'm the biggest kook, right? Some people love this. Some people love it immensely. And then others think I'm the Antichrist or I'm the biggest kook ever, right? I'm going to burn for all eternity. Like
oh my God,
there's
really?
massive extremes. Yes. Yeah. Massive extremes. There's people who are trying to take down the channel also, that are trying to either steal it or scam it or fraud it. There's other people who steal the words that come out of this guy's mouth and make their own video before there's an opportunity to, when it flows. So there's all sorts of things that are happening. There's all sorts of moving parts. But in the falling into that trust and that flow with life and with God and that ever-present peace, it doesn't matter. Those reflections can do what they're going to do. They're going to be met with their own karmic responses, and I don't need to worry about it. I don't need to sow any seeds inside of my heart, right? Just continue to just speak, just continue to speak.
Yeah, and I just found this show and I was like, wow, this is what I need to get on. I think I've been it's been this stuff has been eating me up a little bit.
What happens if it has no more food to devour? You feel like you're being eaten up. What if you're no longer a food? What if you're no longer a carcass? I talk about how there's vultures and hyenas, right? And then they go after carcasses. But if you're feeling like a lion, can anything eat you?
No.
No. Yeah, so when you're feeling more and more like a lion through this channel and those momentums and those frequencies start to take over in your being, nothing is going to be eating you in life.
Yeah.
And that's the divine masculine that might be being called out also, is feeling like that fulfilling path of love, of compassion, of creativity, of going out into the world and living in passion and serving and leading, whatever that may look like. It could be small leads too, but that's going to be the divine masculine energy as that takes over if you find yourself in here.
Yeah, I just feel like I've gotten beat down over the years. I think maybe because I haven't been able to really talk about it that much. So
yeah. So there's the process of becoming aware. You're certainly aware. You're highly aware. And then there's the process of removal and uprooting things. So what's happening when your mind is meeting something like this, there's a chance of a removal and there's a chance of it coming off of your chest. You feel heavy weight being lifted from your heart as we speak. Even as we move through each thing, there's weight that's getting lifted. It has a chance of removal. So there's a removal happening. It's like taking weeds, rocks, thorns out of a garden. Yeah, that which has been put inside of you. But if I'm able to remove something in this moment, or God is able to remove something in this moment, is it truly who you are if it can be removed?
You have totally 100% helped me today. Thank you.
Thank you. You're divinely blessed, Steve. I love you so much, brother. I hope to see you in here a lot.
Oh, I'll be back for sure.
Excellent. Thanks so much. We're going to go ahead and give somebody else a shot here. Thank you so much, Steve.
All right, I'm going to keep listening. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Beautiful. Everybody give Steve some love. That was an incredible journey. And many of you might have went on a journey there with him. How many of you went on a journey there with him? Just curious. I know there was a lot of people that were deeply connected with what he was saying. A lot of people were very deeply connected with what he was saying. Yeah. And then when you find a community, Steve, that uplifts you like this, those energies are going to take over in your body, and there's going to be an immense amount of life that flows through you, right? As long as you're willing to feel that life, love, they'll pour it into you in this channel. These are the babes, the ones that can understand, the ones that will speak life into others, into the world, and into themselves, and will create beautiful things, right? Starting with peace, love, joy, harmony, and then creating healthy bodies, finances, whatever will be needed for the coming ages, for the coming new years, right? Everybody's going to need a different amount of finances to accomplish what they need to accomplish. If you want to join and come up, there's a little pink and a little blue people on the bottom left there. Little pink, little blue people on the bottom left, and they're hugging, they're coming into union. If you wish to come into union or come into resolution with something here tonight, if you want to talk about your experience, if you want to just come ask some questions or get angry or whatever it may be, go ahead and click on those two little people on the bottom and I will invite you up. What did I do with that remote? Any brave souls that wish to come up? I don't think there's any brave souls in here. We'll have to go into more questions. I'm going to drill you all then. Oh, yeah, we do. We got Polina and then we got Bumpy Ride. So Polina and then Bumpy Ride, you're on deck. That's baseball, right? On deck, and then it's in the hole. In the hole would be the one after that, I believe. Yeah. Nope. All right, Polina did not want to come up. Who's up to bat now? Bumpy Ride coming up. Let's go for a Bumpy Ride, no? Bumpy Ride declined. Whoever wants to come up and chat, Go ahead and click on the 2 people on the bottom. So I can't find my remote. That's all right. Good evening. Hi. Good to see you, Jer Bear. Good to see you. Who here is excited for 2026? It's going to be a crazy good year for a lot of you, especially when it comes to emotionally. Can you trust the process of allowing the mind and the emotions to change first before the circumstances? Can you fall into that trust? Who in here is able to fall into that trust of allowing the mind and the emotions and belief systems to change first before the circumstances, and just trust that they're going to after that? Yeah. Allow the process of the emotional shifts and the mind shifting and belief system shifting and how you see yourself in the world. And then, right, and then the circumstances after. Most people get caught up in the circumstances, and they're not seeing everything as a reflection of themselves. As within, so without, right? Has anybody ever heard that? As within, so without. Yeah? Who's heard that? As within, so without. Who's heard that? Anybody? Yeah. So that which is your inside world is going to be the reflection of your outside world. That which is going on in your inside world will be the reflection of your outer world. As within, so without. As above, so below. Yeah. As above, so below as well. Yeah. As above, so below is going to be more polarities. That's for every north, there's a south. For every east, there's a west. For every up, there's a down. For every left, there's a right. For every hot, there's a cold. For every right, there's a wrong. For every good, there's a evil. For every Christ, there's a devil. Okay, so polarities. For every demon, there's an angel. For every darkness, there's light. Let's talk about the wounded spiritual ego. Okay, who wants to hear about the wounded spiritual ego? Some might go through a little journey as I talk about this. All right, who wants to hear about a wounded spiritual ego? Anybody? All right. And then if at any point you want to come up and chat, the 2 little people on the bottom, the pink and blue people on the bottom, if you want to come up and chat. Okay, if you want to come ask questions, voice in, if you want some clarity, anything like that. So the wounded spiritual ego. This is the one that's tasted a little bit of truth. They're going to have some spiritual concepts. All right. They're going to have a little bit of the taste of it flowing into their experience of a peace, of a love, of a joy. All right, but it hasn't surrendered its superiority for control. Okay, it hasn't surrendered its superiority for control. The control of having all the power over its life. I'm going to get there. I'm going to create this because of my yoga. I'm going to create so much peace and love because of my yoga. I'm going to create all this because of my healthy diet, right? So there's a taste of certain things that are entering into their mind, into their world, and then they take on this spiritual personality. It believes it's awake. It goes through certain processes where it starts to convince itself more, and the beliefs will start to grow even bigger, even deeper. These will demand for certain things when you see these in the videos, okay? They're going to be demanding for recognition. They're going to be talking about how they're higher or better than. You'll hear this a lot. Look at how amazing I am. Look at what I can do. Oh, you just need to manifest as well as I can. I'm so awake and you're not. And they act like an authority figure in that moment rather than someone who's bringing you in a greater love, rather than showing you the truth of yourself, rather than clearing your own patterns inside of you through a place of compassion. Does anybody know what I'm talking about in this moment? Because there's a lot of them all over social media, and the more that this voice breaks out and those of you wake up to it, they will lose a lot of their power when it comes to the spiritual world, as they say they have spirit when it's not there, and that's why this guy's being called to talk. Yeah. Because it's the ego identity pretending that it has spiritual power. Please type that in the chat. The ego identity pretends that it has spiritual power. And then it demands validation, recognition, authority, and it will fight. It will become very opinionated, very argumentative. and it will hate. I know better than you. You're not real. I'm real. Follow me or I'll destroy you. Sometimes you see videos that are waving carrots in front of your face. Yeah, you're going to be a millionaire in 2 days, right? You're going to be spiritually enlightened in 2 days as long as you follow me and as long as you comment. If you follow and comment me, then you're a millionaire by tomorrow. But if you don't, you're going to be cursed. You're going to have bad karma because karma is real. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos before, but very, very, very destructive and very evil intentions behind them. I'm going to trick everybody, I'm going to deceive everybody that I have all this spiritual power when there's truly none. And those people aren't going to get results in their life, and this is why they don't. They follow large influencers like that, and they don't have any results. It's all a big ego game. It's all a big vanity game. Who's going to get the most vanity and pretend to be the most powerful? Yeah. Anybody having their eyes open right now a little bit? Yeah. If someone truly cares about your spirit on your journey, they will always focus on you. They will always focus on freeing you and looking at the God in you. It's not going to be about them. It's not going to be me, 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 look at me, look at me, look at how amazing I am. Ever. And a lot of the times they're going to demand attention or to be acknowledged. Respond to me right now, whatever it may be. There's that deep fear within that it actually doesn't have power. Right? Its character, it becomes very controlling, attention-seeking, and has that superior persona. They just talk in a way with so much pride and arrogance. They talk in a way with so much pride and arrogance. And they pretend to have it. And the Holy Spirit don't like that so much. When people do that, I don't like that so much. Pretending to have it. Pretending to speak power when it doesn't have it. Pretending to speak life when it doesn't have it. Pretending to speak peace and love and union and awareness when it doesn't have it. Who can feel fire and who knows what I'm talking about? Who can feel this inside of themselves? The great mass, the great pretenders on the planet, and there's many of them. You're going to know 100% the difference since you've heard this voice. You're going to know 100% the difference instantly. But you don't have that discernment until you know. Until something cracks inside of your heart, until you hear something similar to this, then you'll have that discernment, you'll know. You'll just know. It's not a math, you can't pretend. So how does the correction happen? Yeah, how does the correction happen? You say worst thing is they're not corrected, but how does correction happen? How does the correction happen? By the removal of those who give them power, okay? There's going to be no correction if they're getting more money, more power, more vanity, more whatever. If they're not, the correction will never happen. If someone is getting fed by their people, by everyone following them and feeding them for acting that way, if someone's being fed for acting from a place of selfishness, of greed, of vanity, and they're just getting thrown all these things, they're not going to go that route. Why would they? They're living from the authority. They're living from the place of selfishness or whatever it may be and saying, look at me, how amazing I am. I am Cleopatra, queen of the world, or I am Caesar, king of the world. I am the Lord, right? I've seen people that now have I am the Lord or whatever it may be. Massive, massive validation seeking ego, broken egos. Yeah. So how are they actually corrected is by starving them of the attention and validation, exactly. But it'll happen in waves. It will happen in waves as more and more people fall into true love, into truth with God, into truth with Christ. As Christ awakens in humanity, those people will lose their power and control. Why? Because you will not give them your time of day. You won't listen to their words. It will have no power for you. It will mean nothing. Another person will tell you, go do a portal dance and blow some sugar over your shoulder so you can make $1 million. And then you go, wait a minute. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go to the source. I'm going to go to God. I'm going to go within. I'm going to create in this moment right here, right now. Why am I following this person? You'll get rid of them. So they'll lose their power is what will happen. And it will happen over time. If someone is living in a wounded ego, they abandon their shadows. They will not look at them. Can you please type in the chat, abandoning the shadows? It's a complete looking away from, abandoning, numbing, hiding, whatever it may be. There's no looking at it whatsoever. They will not face any of those lower emotions or demons or entities inside of themselves. The shadow abandonment. There's no recognition of what's truly going on inside. Yeah, they might be completely focused on manifestation, making money, but abandoning everything else that's destroying. Maybe there's anxieties, fears, worries. Maybe there's lusts or shames or addictions. Maybe there's depression. Maybe there's other things that are eating their mind and their body and spirit alive, except they're making a lot of money, right? So if you see what I'm pointing to, abandoning the shadows. And that deep void, the deep void inside that can't be filled. It can't be filled by money. It's impossible. Money's a beautiful thing. You're meant to make money in here, okay? Let it be a reflection of your abundant state of being, of your trust and flow. However, it will never fill that void. And a lot of people are trying to fill that void. How many people do you think in America, what percentage of people in America are trying to fill their void with money? That sense of I have low worth, I don't have enough love, of I'm not good enough. How many people are trying to fill that void with money? Of I can't attract a partner, I can't be beautiful enough. The validation seeking, right? And as I tell you, with technology and the way it's going, 20-year-olds, teenagers right now are going to have this at a much higher degree than what you have. For those of you that are going through struggles in your life when it comes to insecurities, when it comes to broken relationships, when it comes to addictions, multiply this by an immense fold for those who are teenagers or 20-year-olds right now. Because of what they're going through with the massive amount of stimulation in the brain, all of the dopamine hits, all of the big P word all over the internet, OnlyFans, easy access to all sorts of substances, easy access to anything that can be very, very destructive to their mind when it comes to videos on the internet, whatever it may be. All right, imagine what you've gone through in your life. Now multiply that by 10 or 100-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold. The next generations that are coming up are going to be in a much deeper place of agony, where that void is going to be really, really big. They're going to go through an immense amount of pain, of suffering, because due to these things, of always seeking for the hit, the dopamine hit, the dopamine hit, the dopamine hit. Give me another, give me another, give me another, give me another. All right? And they've gone through emotional roller coaster rides very, very quickly. And this is why you see a lot of them not make it now. And certain rates, I got to be careful with the S word, but you know, S rates have gone way up immensely, right? For a good reason. So those of you who have kids, you don't need to have them go through that process, all right? You don't need to have them go through that process. Technology is a beautiful thing. Look at what we're using it for right now. You teach them life. Type that in the chat. I teach my kids life, right? If you have kids. If you have kids, you teach them life. You can use social media to grow life inside of them, inside of themselves, to pattern those things, right? You teach your kids life, right? There will be many things that will destroy and be very destructive to their mind, to their body, to their soul. A lot out there. There's a lot of darkness in the world that can be easily reached now. The devil has come to kill, steal, and destroy, right? If you are not looking over your home, if you're not looking over your temple, right? Something might come in and try and take it from you. Something might come in and try and steal it. If you're not tending to it, if you're not looking over your home, if you're not aware where all the robbers are in spiritual world, they'll come and rob you. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, we got someone who wants to come up. Excellent. If anybody else wants to come up, click the little people on the bottom left there. I think it's Girl Go Lighty, I think. Girl Go Lighty. Hello, hello. Girl Go Lighty? Or do you wanna ask any questions or talk about your experience, or would you like to chat? Nope. Okay. Anybody else want to come up here? Nikki's coming up. We'll give Nikki a shot here. Anybody else who would like to come up and voice their own experience, their own opinions, ask any questions, feel free. There's some sort of really loud scratch there, Nikki. Can you hear me? Nikki, are you there? Nikki, would you like to have a conversation? No? Okay, we're going to have to go ahead and drop you then here too. If you want to come back up, we'll need to fix volume, or if you want to have a conversation. Probably an accident. Yeah, it might have been an accident for a couple of people. If you want to come up and have the chat of asking questions, voicing your experience when it comes to your spiritual journey, your thoughts, your emotions, if you need a great purging, maybe you need to come up here and cry. Maybe you're sitting there right now saying, I really want to cry, I really want to cry, I really want to cry. Come up. Is your soul brave enough to cry and be vulnerable? Could you even be vulnerable in front of other people? Is that possible? Ooh, that's a tough one for a lot of people, right? Your identity's being challenged if that's you right now, or you feeling like you really want to cry, but you just don't want to do it in front of anybody. The death of the ego can be painful, right? Death of the ego self can be painful. It's not always fun. All right, we got someone here. Jersey. All right, Jersey. We'll get you coming up. Yeah, Steve, you were definitely a brave soul coming up. You're calling for it. Hey, Jersey.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. So is Jersey the real name, or is that where you live?
No. No, I live in Texas.
Okay.
I just changed my name a couple of days ago. I don't know why.
The reason why that was thought is people from New Jersey are very, very happy about where they live. They're very proud of it. Like, I'm from Jersey, and they love it, and I understand why.
Yeah, I like the accent though. I've never been there. But...
Yeah, exactly. Did you want to come up and ask questions or voice concerns? Or?
No, I just I've just gone through so much in the past year. I don't even know where to start. But
hey, Jersey, there's an echo and there's a little vibration.
Okay.
See if you can fix something with the mic.
Okay, let me see.
Are you around another electronic?
No. I'm just on my phone.
Yeah, I'm not sure why so much static. I'm gonna invite you back up. Let's try that. Or try talking again. Try talking again.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better. No static now, and no echo.
Okay, good. No, for about the past year, I guess, when I first moved into my apartment, I had started my job like the day before, and I was coming out of a 20-year marriage to just somebody that was, just not in tune with any kind of spiritual anything, and so we lived in silence with each other for 20 years. We have a son, but so I moved in here, and I was going through the whole manifestation thing, and I actually manifested this apartment and my job. and which
Beautiful.
I thought was amazing. And
yeah,
so I was doing all that. And
can you break that down a little bit? So you say I manifested it. What were you holding in mind in your image, as far as emotions, as far as thoughts, as far as pictures or movies over time, as it collapsed into form?
I was holding freedom, like freedom from, like if I was going to be by myself in a marriage, I just wanted to be by myself.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to know myself better, since I'm 58, but so I was thinking that, and I really just wanted a job to where I was, that was a good job. And so I got a job at a plasma donation center. And so all this was going fine, except I was working like 1 million hours. And I was doing my Pilates every day, and I was working out. I'd lost like 40 pounds. So, I looked good. I felt good. And then I don't know exactly what happened, but I think it was my friend Deborah, who went to this cowboy church. It's like a Christian church. So she invited me, and she came over, and she was like, "What's going on with you?" And I told her about yoga, and she was just kind of like, she's like, "You shouldn't do that. If you're a Christian, what are you doing?" And I was like, "It's just stretching. I don't see anything wrong with it." And so anyway,
so the thought process behind that, the religious belief behind that is that there's mudras, and there's things that you make your shape of your body and your hand to pray to their Hindu gods, right? So are you giving any power to Hindu gods in that moment, or are you giving power to Christ? If you see love, light, awareness, Christ as all things, there are no power to any sort of other gods. So it doesn't matter if you're doing a stretch or a pose or meditation or whatever it may be.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's what I was doing. And but I don't know. I just sort of just abandoned everything, and I started going to that church. And in the middle of all this, I lost my job because I had a medical problem. I had open heart surgery in 2018. Because I have a mechanical valve, but it was from aortic stenosis. So I had that heart surgery, and for some reason that morning I went to go turn on the monitor, and I just collapsed. I lost feeling from like my chest down.
Sure.
And they didn't know the reason, and so I went to the hospital, and they couldn't find the reason, and I was trying to find the reason, and they were like, "Well, we can't hold your job for you." So I was like, "All right," I left. But getting back to the spiritual thing, so I started going to that church, the cowboy church, and I guess like after like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, like I had an experience, and I couldn't tell anybody because like that I forgot his name, what he said. He said, he didn't want anybody to think he was crazy.
Well, it's Steve that came up.
Yeah. So I felt like I was leaning over, I was texting somebody, and I felt like I had the Holy Spirit. Like I felt warmth and love, and it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
And so then a couple of like weeks later, the pastor said something about, "Well, I'm sure y'all are all going to get your visitations soon." And I was like, okay, so this is normal. Everybody's had this. And then I was constantly praying in my head, to where it became like when I was asleep, I was still praying.
Yeah.
Like I still had that in my head, like I was the prayer. So before I even woke up, I was praying. Well, when I woke up that morning, I felt like a presence come over me and like read my heart.
Beautiful.
like it was reading my heart, but I couldn't see the words.
Yeah. Peace beyond, Christ says, I will show you a peace beyond all understanding, that which a mind has never known. This is why people have such a difficult time to explain it.
Yeah. And
you can't put into words, right?
Yeah, so after that, I was just filled like with, it was just like this joy. Like I felt like it was the fullness of God. I mean, it was a joy. Rivers of
joy will run through your belly, as the Bible says. Yeah. When you have the Holy Spirit, it will run, rivers of joy will run through your belly. You return to your place of innocence, of the kingdom of heaven within, as you feel playful and jolly again, and like your inner child self. Blessed are the children, the kingdom of heaven is theirs. For I tell you, unless you transform and be that of a little child, you will not enter the kingdom.
Yeah. So I had that.
What are you doing in that moment, Jersey? You're entering the kingdom. You're having a massive opening inside of the mind.
Well, it went away. it went away, and
where can it go?
I don't know.
Where can it go?
But I felt like I lost it, and
so the eye that says I lost it. This is the veils. This is the darkness of the world. This is the programs that this channel removes from you. Because when the eye that's saying I lost it, I can't find it. Please come back. Please come back. Please come back. God is knocking. He's just saying, guess what? Knock on the door. Knock on the door. Where's this door?
In my heart?
Yeah. Where?
In my mind? My heart?
When? Now. Feel these words now as the presence enters you again, as it clears many clouds, many confusions, many doubts, many searches. There is no waiting for it when you call for it, and you've called for it, and there's no more waiting, there's no more looking, there's no more searching.
What you were talking about a while ago about like people fighting, for like control, like that's what I feel like I have. Like I feel like I can't receive because I feel like I'm trying to control. And I don't want to control.
So both the controller and the one who feels like they can't receive, they're both also not the truth of that, and the Holy Spirit can also wash that. Because when you know that you're a daughter of God, not just thinking it, not just believing it, but you know that you're connected to God, to Source, to the Father. You know that you are unconditionally loved beyond belief. Are you not deserving of receiving His blessings?
I am.
Deeply and intuitively inside of yourself, let that hit you even deeper in your core of your heart, of your all of the programs being washed right now. You are 1,000,000% more than loved and worthy of and deserving of receiving all of those beautiful blessings in your life as life is spoken into existence through your body, through your mind, through your spirit. The more that's spoken life over your body, over your mind, over your experience in your life, you're going to see it all come into form, into shape around you. It'll be like watching birds singing in the trees and gardens growing all around you, and the grass will get greener, and all of a sudden you'll see people smiling all around you.
Yeah.
You're immensely loved beyond that which you can comprehend, and just surrendering more into that right here, right now. This is the difference where there's the attachment love. Everybody who's listening right now, what she's going through, there's an attachment love to objects, to people, to marriage, to a pet. These are beautiful loves, but they're also attached. Now what she's going through right now is an immensity that has no attachment. It's a pure washing. It's a pure forgiveness. It sees nothing. It sees no darkness inside of herself whatsoever. When Christ hits, right, when you're washed by the true blood of Christ, the true spirit, the awakening inside of yourself, God can only see your pure essence, and then that flows through you. You are clean, you are pure, you are innocent, you are joy, and you are enjoying your life and then speaking life over your being. How many of you feel this right now?
I do.
It's your perfect divine timing to come into a deeper truth of more love over your being. More love, more love, more life, more life. You are loved, you are loved, you are loved intensely. What does Christ say? He says, by his stripes we are healed, right? Already done. By his stripes we are healed. You don't have to wait for it. Where's the waiting happen? That's going to happen in all of the belief systems, all the lack-limiting mind, that which the devil has come to kill, steal, and destroy, your mind-body organism, and to throw us into the wrong path, into the open path of death and destruction, rather than the narrow one. But guess what? You took the narrow one, and now you get to reap the rewards. As I feel this for your being.
Thank you. The reason I said that it was a prayer that was answered in the chat was because I've been praying for a long time to find the narrow path, which is, what he speaks. And, trying to find that. Yeah.
And with the intent inside of you, a massive amount of desire for freedom and truth. God, I don't want some game. I don't want these religious beliefs. I want truth. I want to feel you. I want it all, right? Yes. And through that, what seems to be a selfish desire is actually the greatest desire of all of existence. What a greater desire than want to know God's love immensely than anything else. And that's the journey that you've gone on.
Mm-hmm. It's really been, being alone with Christ for all that time and going through all of those ups and downs, it's just been, so many times, and asking God to search my heart, and then things come up in my mind that I need to work on, like thinking, like, you think you're this person, but then he showed, those things come up and you're like, okay, well, I need to deal with that, and letting things go.
You weren't turning a blind eye, right? You were looking right at everything. You're saying, remove from me what needs to be removed. You took the true path. You took the true path. Remove from me everything that needs to be removed, so I can see clearly. And what does it say? I was once blind, and now I see. How are you seeing now compared to a few moments ago?
Better. That's better.
Gonna see in a whole different way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Those of you who are listening to Jersey's words, you might be going on a journey inside of yourself. You might find yourself going on a little journey.
Well, I guess I'll let somebody else come out. I have a job interview tomorrow, so I better get to bed.
Excellent. Yeah, get some good rest, and maybe we'll see you in the live soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Jersey.
Bye.
Excellent. I'm going to only take up maybe 2 more. There will be the morning live tomorrow. That's going to be 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those of you who wish to come join. And that'll be for motivation and momentum wake up, and will be very powerful as well to carry that into your week. And then there'll be the nighttime lives as well. So if there's anybody else who would like to come up, who talk about their experience, who want to have a chat, ask questions, you can certainly take the mic for a moment if you wish. Otherwise, if nobody comes up here to take the mic, I am going to ask you some more brain-wrenching questions. A couple more brain wrenchers. What inner beliefs do you think are keeping you from your next level of reality? What internal belief systems that you're holding right now do you think are withholding you from your next external reality level up, right? Or just what you are wanting to receive? Anybody? Anybody? What belief system do you think are keeping you from your next level of growth? What belief system do you think are holding you from your next level of expansion or growth? Worries of peace, yeah. Hopefully that worked for you. Fear of losing everything. That's a deep one, yeah. It's a very, very deep one. That's going to be an underlying identity that's been written from a very young age. Fear of losing everything. Maybe you grew up in a household with divorce or a big financial loss when you were a young age. Steve, you yourself. Negative thoughts in general. What core belief system do you think would really be holding you back in life right now? Or in the expansion of life? Your gut health. It's a big one for a lot of people. Unworthy. So when it comes to the body, yeah, the body's always seeking balance. It's going to seek balance through the foods, through the energy flowing through you, through nutrition. It's going to seek balance from emotions, from thought patterns. And then so things can work naturally and perfectly all on its own. Do you beat your heart? Do you flow your blood? Do you control your immune system? Do you have to tell it go up, go down? Are you creating your enzymes in your body? Are you creating your hormones? Or is it all just happening for your highest and greatest good? A lot of times when we get out of the way and we clean some things out, put a couple good things in, and we come into a place of balance, well, a lot of times the body can do absolutely incredible things beyond that which we can comprehend. Trying to change the page of the divorce. What if that chapter comes to its place of completion and understanding rather than trying to get rid of it? What does self-love mean to you and how do you practice it? What does self-love mean to you and how do you practice it? Yeah, you feel that literally. What does self-love mean to you and how do you practice it? Yeah. What is self-love and how do you practice it? Moving your body, taking care, spirituality through prayer. Not so good at self-love, grace and reassurance, sunshine, food, mainly tacos. What is self-love? Mainly tacos. I take care of my inner child and give her encouragement, prayer. Self-love is good self-talk, being healthy, mind, body, and soul. Self-love is going to be life-giving. It's going to be uplifting for your mind and your body and your soul. It's going to feel like connection and alignment. Self-love will also be authenticity when you're acting from a place of courage, of spiritual power, if you do need to speak up for something in the moment. Right? If something actually does need to be said to get you out of a situation. Sometimes that's an immense amount of self-love, is it not? If you find yourself in a destructive situation where someone is taking advantage of you or they're harming you, with an immense amount of self-love, you can find the courage and strength to either say no or to cut the cord or to walk away. Boundaries. You're going to live forever? Or so. Giving yourself grace, you give others laughter, love, laughter, health, joy, adventures, spiritual growth. You're all awesome at 108,000 likes. You're incredible. Be yourself and not set boundaries. What do you say self-love is? Yeah, what does it mean to you and how do you practice it? Could you go as far as to say if you're loving another, you're loving yourself? Could you go as far as to say that? If you're loving another, you're loving yourself. Is that possible for you to do in that moment? Is it possible to do? Or if you're loving yourself, yeah, and treating yourself with kindness, with grace, with forgiveness, with compassion, are you not able to express that to others? But if you don't give yourself that, what are you able to express to them? Fears, shames, guilt, sadness, grieving, right? This is what we express through the heart. Yeah. So we express those things through our heart in our everyday life, through every word that comes out of our voice, right? Through our programmed consciousness of pain. Now, as that gets removed from your being, comes to a place of completion, you still have the memories, you still know, but you have such a great level of appreciation for all of it. Even that which seems like the darkest of dark period in your life, you have an immense amount of appreciation for it. Anybody have an immense amount of appreciation over the dark periods that they've gone through in their life? Just curious. I'm not judging you in this moment if you don't. It's going to be part of the journey, but any of you have that? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate it because it built into me. Beautiful. Amazing. Have you ever felt a deep inner knowing that contradicted your external reality? Have you ever had a very deep inner knowing that completely contradicted your outer reality, where reality is telling you something in one moment, but your inner knowing is telling you something completely different? Oh, so deeply. Yep. What was that? Was that Awakening in the Sky or the Light? I just wanted to play a new song. That was what we just had going, right? We had Awakening in the Light going. Let's do Awakening in the Sky. Just wanted to change tunes. Mind-blowing. Yeah. So these Saturday and Sundays are designed to be quite a bit different than the weekday lives. The weekday lives are still going to remain kind of similar. So what happens in someone's path is, depending on where they're at, in the beginning someone wants to be uplifted, okay? A lot of times someone's in a very deep, dark place where they find a community that all of a sudden, oh wow, I kind of feel a little bit better, right? Or I just want to feel better. So it's not always going to be this powerful, okay? In those weekday lives, a lot of times it's about a transition to just slowly uplift somebody out of the mud, right? And that's why affirmations, activations, those body tension releases are all very powerful. And they're of great help to just slowly bring the soul out of the mud a little bit, right? And then the more and more uplifted somebody feels, all of a sudden they fall into something like this. Like, I want more, I want more, I want more, right? I want to feel great. I want to feel amazing. Of course. Why would you not? Who in here wants to feel amazing? Right? Why would you not want to feel amazing? Allow yourself to have that desire. Yes, I want to feel God's love. Yes, I want to feel amazing, right? Like, of course. Why would you not? Why? It's okay to have that desire to want to feel good. Of course you would. Let's go. Yeah, you love feeling amazing. Thank you, JC. I just saw the fireworks. Thank you, JC. You know, I saw those fireworks before you even sent them. I really did. It's kind of crazy when that happens. There was a foreshadowing of those fireworks, JC, and you fulfilled it. That was beautiful. And it happened in the upper sky. I thought I saw fireworks, and then all of a sudden fireworks. That was amazing. Thank you, God. Thank you for that reflection. Thank you, JC. You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome. How do you feel when you experience those moments of flow? Those moments where you feel connected, where your mind quiets down, where you're ever present in the moment, you're aware, you're focused. You're aware, you're focused, you're going after. Thank you, JC. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Synchronicity moments. Thank you, M, as well. Thank you, M. It's so good to see you. How does it feel when you're in that flow? Can anybody explain it? Anybody explain it? Yeah. You feel like your true self. Love you so much. Thank you, Chicken Butt. Yeah, you have a question, Steve? Go ahead. Heart pounding, your center, heart center feels warm, yeah. Alignment. Time stands still. What happens when you feel like you're in tune with the truth of yourself, in harmony, in flow, in rhythm with me right here, right now? What happens if you fall into that rhythm? What happens if you fall into that tune, that balance, the connection to the ever-flowing river? What happens when the river absorbs into the ocean, where the drop becomes one with the ocean, where you're in a complete state of flow inside of yourself? Anybody able to explain that right now? Maybe somebody's going through something right now. Just giving you a little beautiful taste in this moment. You all deserve it. We're going through a little beautiful taste in this moment because you all deserve it. Goosebumps, oneness, ease. You're just in it, overflow sometimes. Thank you for the follow, Rhonda. Good to see you. Good to see you. What happens when you're just ever connected in that flow? What does it feel like? Positivity, peace, serenity. Let's go, Jordan. Good to see you. Positivity, peace, serenity. Let's go. Powerful words. Every word that's spoken into all of existence, imagine it like this. Light being made manifest and rendered into form, into physical being. When it's worded and phrased in uplifting angelic frequencies like positivity, peace, serenity, understand the flower is blossoming. Peace, freedom, be yourself, yeah. Amazing. Floating, full of love, rooted in peace. Yeah. Freedom. Let's go. If you could quantum leap into a version of yourself, let's say 10 years down the road, what do you see? If you could jump into the version of yourself that's 10 years from now or 5 years from now, what do you see? What type of life do you see? How do you feel? How are you acting? What type of circumstances are you living in? Go ahead and type that in the chat. Blow that in the chat up right now. 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Connected. What type of person are you seeing as far as relationships or how you're acting with others and how they're responding with you? Living in nature. Fatherly. Needing peace. Maybe circumstances coming together with the health of the body or finances. In community and harmony. A lot of people just simply look for community. Like Steve was talking about, churches are very powerful because a lot of people search for community as well, right? And those who are in a place of love, in a place of compassion, in a place of being open there for others, those communities are always there for those people. Waking up every day on purpose and peace, sharing life with love of your life. Let's go. Let's go, Amanda. Walking in flow with happiness, love, joy, abundance, spreading it to everyone you come in contact with. Freedom, safe harbor, calm and open. Helping others closeness with nature, closeness. Allowed to be yourself. Have to be open-minded. Let's go. How about circumstances themselves? How about circumstances themselves? Can you see your relationships more loving? Can you see that? Can you see yourself making more money or having more money? Can you see yourself living in a healthy physical body? Can you see yourself loving yourself and taking care of yourself through the process? Or you're tending to mind, body, and soul because you know it's giving you life and giving you energy and giving you more happiness and more freedom and more joy? As you're tending to the temple that God holds and is speaking through your being. Beautiful. We're coming up almost on midnight Central Time, 1 p.m. East Coast. We're going to go ahead and end the live soon. I'm going to allow 1 or 2 people left to come up, but after that, we're going to go ahead and end it, and I will be on in the morning. Sonia, it looks like you wanted to come up. If you don't, just don't accept that, but I have an invite from you. So if you want to come up and speak, okay, she did not, that's okay. If anybody else wants to come up and speak before we end, the 2 little people, the blue and the pink. So I'm going to allow any questions in the chat right now for a moment. If you have questions about the talks that we had this weekend, okay? If you have any questions for me that talks we had this weekend, go ahead and ask right now in the questions. And then, or if you want to come up and chat, it'll be the last one. So if you want to be the last person for the night, thank you, Em. Thank you, Em, for the corgi. You're awesome. Thank you, thank you. The Sakura corgi. Sakura. Thank you, Simon. Good to see you. It's the last opportunity to ask questions in the chat or to come up and speak. Have a great day or evening. You must be in the, maybe in Europe. Maybe it's morning for you in Europe. What's my intake on astral projection supernatural? Your mind can certainly go to any place. It's definitely a part of possibilities within possibilities. You're awesome. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see some of you tomorrow morning, bright and early. What did I say? 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's going to be for Motivation Momentum Wake Up. Once again, it's going to be powerful as we wake up in this divine flow, building more and more momentum as we break that down again. Thank you so much, everybody. You're incredible. What an amazing night. What an amazing weekend with all of you. And you sleep good, okay? And you all sleep amazing and have beautiful dreams. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Sonia. Look at that. I've never seen that one before. Thank you, Sonia. Much love. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Good night, good night, good night. Good night, good night.